We'll give praise, glory, and honor to Yah by way of Yahushua HaMashiach, our Master, King, and Savior this day. John chapter 5, verse 39. I was like it's here, man, because this going to be, after the day, this going to be the last time I ever mention this here. You know what I'm saying? Unless unless y'all bring it back up in a different form of fashion. Well, that's over with. I'm talking about the specificity of what this man is teaching, because boy, niggas got. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here telling you, you could get got the same. It ain't just about them for that particular teaching. Boy, you supposed to know and be steadfast so you don't get got. After we hit this John 5:39, 2 Timothy 3 and 14. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that ye have not the love of Elohim in you. Go to 2 Timothy 3 and 14. Make it 13. What I was explaining to y'all, just here using the analogy of you with a woman, a man with a woman, or a woman with a man. The reason why I explained it in that case, because that's how it be. You got that honeymoon period. Make it 12, 3 and 12. You had that honeymoon period, and everything's lovely, and everything's nice. You know what I'm saying? That person can't do no wrong. After that honeymoon period, that stuff pass away, then you don't want to be here no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's how people be looking at y'all's word. That honeymoon period comes, and then when they find out how real the word is, they don't want to deal with it no more. You know what I'm saying? You're going to always see people come and go. And the only reason they going to come and go for no other reason than they don't want to do this here. Because that draw of the world, or that draw of their lust, is going to be greater than that draw to serve y'all. And that's just real. You know what I'm saying? 2 Timothy 3 and 12. Yea, all that will live godly in the Messiah, and Yahushua HaMashiach shall suffer persecution. Look what the next thing he say. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Now you know what a seducer is. A seducer is somebody that tries to use, usually by means of deception, to persuade someone to do a particular thing or to a particular viewpoint. And as we read last night, he said they'll be deceived, deceiving, and being deceived. We just read that last night in Ezekiel 14. He said, if a prophet be deceived, I, Yah, have deceived that prophet. You know what I'm saying? You can even look at that in 1 Kings chapter 13. Let's do something. So you have to look at that. Like, that's a strong, profound statement. Y'all got me going in this direction. So y'all gonna have you going from obedience to disobedience. From righteousness to unrighteousness. From being set apart to being unset apart. How does that make any sense? But then you got to sit back and look at, don't get caught up on, well, they followed after a particular teaching that took them in that direction. It's your behavior taking you in that direction while you sitting there hearing that same teaching. You just didn't leave though. 1 Kings 13 and 13. Well, that's how it happens, Lizzie. Make it 11. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his son came and told him all the works that the man of Elohim had done that day in Bethel. The words which he had spoken unto the king, them they told also to their father. And their father said unto them, what way went he? For his son seen what way the man of Elohim went, which came from Yehudah. And he said unto his son, saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon. And he went after the man of Elohim and found him sitting under an oak. And he said unto him, art thou the man of Elohim that come from Yehudah? And he said, I am. Then said he unto him, come home with me and eat bread. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee. Neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in this place. For it was said to me by the word of Yahuwah, thou shalt eat no bread nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou came. Now, this man is coming and he's really trying to seduce this man. Because he's already been told, we didn't read it earlier, he had already been told what to do. Let's see what happens. He said unto him, I am a prophet as also as thou art. And Amalekam spake unto me by the word of Yahuwah, saying, bring him back with thee into thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied unto him. So that prophet right there, he had been deceived, and he was deceiving, and he was seducing somebody to fall to go against what he had already been told. Because if he had already been told this, then what I'm listening to you for, if your first response back to this man is, by the word of Yahuwah, I was told not to do this. So it don't matter if he was a prophet or not. You know what I'm saying? See, like last night we went and looked at, that man say he an apostle. So we're going to have to look and see. If you say you're an apostle, there's certain things that we would be able to identify. The one thing we didn't look at was signs. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't mean necessarily because he's not healing people or raising people from the dead. You know what I'm saying? You might not been given that gift of apostleship that come along with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know Peter didn't roll people from the dead. You know Paul rose a man from the dead. Y'all know that, right? You know what I'm talking about? You know Peter healed the man, told the man they say, man, by Yahushua of Nazareth, man, get on up, son. Get on up, come on around here, pick up your bed and walk. Everybody looking at it like, what going on? Remember it said that in Acts chapter 4, man. It say many signs, or Acts chapter 5, my apologies. Many signs and wonders followed the apostles and where they were going. Because that goes back to what we looked at in Isaiah 8 and 18 last night. I and the sons which Yahuwah have given me are for signs and for wonders. See, that was pertaining to them, the signs and the wonders that they would come to work. That was a sign and a wonder when Paul get bit by that serpent. See, when people seen that was to let them know that Yah was with them. You know what I'm saying? Because you already know from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, they say, boy, the Yahudim look for signs. We're going to look at that in one of them places. Don't you realize a lot of times with certain prophecies he told some men to do, he said this would be a sign for the house of Yasharah. They didn't look for it, though. They didn't care to look upon that. You know what I'm saying? See, they wanted to go after wisdom, what sounded good. That's always been Israel's problem. You know what I'm saying? That's always been our problem. But come on back over here to 2 Timothy 3 and 13. We know what ended up happening with the prophet after he got deceived. He was killed. So you have to sit back and look at that. The reason why I'm saying this, if you, just like he mentioned, right? I didn't even hit that part last night when we were talking about the Shabbat. Because that's it's the correct answer, but it's rudimentary. Shabbat was established in the law, in Genesis. You gonna tell me he gonna get rid of something that he established before a nation of Yasharah was ever even established? You know what I'm saying? We didn't even take that route because that's just too easy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's easy. That's grade A killer right there. So what's up with Genesis chapter 2 then? What we gonna do with this, sir? But I'm mentioning it because you knew you supposed to keep it. So how do evil men come and seduce you? So you don't know when the Shabbat gonna be. See, it could be by the new moon, so you got to keep it on the 8th, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th of every month. Or you count 7 days from when the new year starts, and whatever that 7th day is, that's your Shabbat right there. You know what I'm saying? Or then you just got some say, man, when I see the full moon, then I count 7 days from the full moon. That's how we keep it. You know what I'm saying? When 7 days is 7 days. It doesn't matter what these people calendars say. It don't matter what name they give it. You know what I'm talking about? 7 days is 7 days. This is on the rampage. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially when she wanted to. All right, Elizabeth. Finger in the mouth. I think they're hard. Don't suffocate the baby. 3 and 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And that from a child thou hast known the Kodesh scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation, through faith, which is in Yahushua HaMashiach. Come over here to Deuteronomy chapter 10, I want to say. Actually, Deuteronomy 11. He said that Timothy was able to be wise because from a child, he knew what the law said. So when we need to look at and see what the law say by teaching your children this. Deuteronomy 11 and 19. See, the only if you've been assured, you know what it means to assure somebody. That's to set them at ease. You're confident. You're secure in what you have learned. See, when you're actually not secure and confident in what you have learned, then somebody can come on round and sway you from it. It's no different than, not just to keep it simple, because your relationship with Yasharal and Yahusha is no different than a relationship with a man and his woman. You know what I'm saying? If a woman is content with her man and she's assured of what type of man she got and who she's married to, no man could come around and say anything that could persuade her to depart from that man. There's nothing that could be said. And vice versa. If a man is content with the woman that he has, there is nothing any woman can do or say to remove that man from that woman. The only thing that man or woman is going to end up doing is embarrassing themselves. You know what I'm talking about? For even doing it, because you're going to end up looking bad. You know what I'm saying? When you're dealing with false prophets, their whole objective is to persuade you to turn from what you've already believed. You know what I'm saying? See, these men claim that they had a belief already, right? You know what I'm saying? They claim they had a belief already. And then somebody came and got it. So I'm going to actually show you something else. To get you Matthew 13 also. In about verse 23, I would say, after we read the Deuteronomy chapter. Look, mine, no one believes you. Make it Deuteronomy 11 and about 16. Listen to what he tell you. I just want you to listen to what he tell you. Because it's about the same thing that Paul just told Timothy. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart be not deceived, and you turn aside and serve other powers and worship them. Didn't he just tell him that? Didn't he just tell Paul that evil men gonna be deceiving and seducing, and to be assured of what you learned? That means he tell him, take heed to yourself. He said, you done known this law, you done known the words since you was a child. Don't let nobody get you. See, y'all need to sit back and look at that yourself. Well, you better take heed to yourself lest you get deceived. You know what I'm talking about? Don't let your mind be deceived. The only way you can be deceived is for one reason. Hold this here. Come over here to Hebrews chapter 3. I'll show you why you get deceived. I'll show you why niggas get God. It ain't hard to get God. It's only one thing gonna let you get God. Hello? See, I'm going to tell you something. You know they let you get God? I ain't going to be wrong for putting these pants on, smoking this joint, having sex with this woman, telling this lie, cussing this nigga out, putting my hands on this person. Like I said, and I meant to show y'all this last night. I'm going to get it tonight. Because you got niggas saying, show me domestic violence in the word. Show me that it's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's serious. Man, Trad told me about that yesterday. Dude was like, man, you ain't supposed to be putting your hand on no woman, man. Show me domestic violence in the word. They showed him something. No, I want domestic violence. What? Should nobody even tell you not to put your hand in? That should just be common sense. I'm talking about if you coming and dealing in this way, he'll come. You know what the niggas using to justify it? See, he chastised and rebuked Yasharal. Come on, cuz. So that's what you using to beat your wife? And if she go for that, she doubly stupid. She ain't even supposed to let no man come at her with that right there. You supposed to look at him, nigga, you ain't y'all nigga.
Definitely.
I'm going to chastise you like he did us. Well, next time, well, hey man, when you able to create the Shamahin and the earth too, say when you can be able to create something out of nothing. I'm talking about literally, pull a man out the dust right now. You pull a man out the dust right now. You know what I'm saying? Make that woman get pregnant, ain't nobody touched her. I'm talking about undefiled womb, boy. Ain't nobody been up there. I'm talking about ain't no semen been running. Nah, then you got to deal like this here, keep your penis in your pants. Nasty nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I was shocked. He said, man, nigga really came and said, show me domestic violence in the law. And he's supposed to be a teacher and claim he been doing this over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So that means you cool with a nigga slapping his wife up. How could you even sit back and say you love this woman? She did something you didn't like. Okay, you yell at her, you rebuke her. That go on. You don't like to say, you dummy, wah. And you gonna feel comfortable about that? That's really gonna make her want to have sex with you later. You know what I'm saying? That's for real. I couldn't believe that one. 3 and 12, Hebrews. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living Elohim. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. You come back to Deuteronomy. Why you think every chance we get, we got to warn you? Because you just don't realize and understand, boy. If you got something in your mind it is you want to do, that thing deceiving you that you can do it. That's why Paul said in the 7th chapter of the epistle to the Romans, he said, sin deceived me, and by it slew me. Because it looked good to you. You thought it was right. You know what I'm saying? Look here, man. I can just give a simple example. Well, we knew that selling crack was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the opportunity to be able to make the financial gain of it, that sit back deceive you and you make you think, hey, it worth the risk. And you know everything that's going to happen to you before you go do it. I could be killed. I could go to prison. Nigga could rob me. Ain't no telling what could happen. I can end up in a wheelchair, rolling. Just like I told you what cuz that diss record told cuz. That's how you allow old wicked niggas chance to slide in there and say that. That was evil though, wasn't it? Y'all remember that now? I told you about that now. Yeah, nigga made a diss record about a dude. It's a dude from Chicago, man. He deal with the word, man. Nigga cool now. I done talked to him several times. He cool dude. Well, a dude made a diss record on him. He talking about if you believe in Jesus so much. He say, tell him. That nigga say, tell him. He say, why he ain't tell you to take up your bed and walk? You know what I'm saying? It's reason what make it funny because the dude is so reprobate. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all don't know the nigga. The nigga shot a video preaching butt naked. When the nigga shared the video, he talking about look at the butt naked preacher. I'm like, the nigga who shared it, he funny like that. Like he love to clown niggas. He'll make memes and all type of stuff clowning niggas that he find offensive. The nigga used to be on my posts all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Is he part of a new congregation?
No, the nigga part of the dumb congregation. He don't even deal with the word no more. You know what I'm saying? He been start dealing with it. But he was like, look at the butt naked preacher. Like he clowning him. He said, nigga, you better put some clothes on, nigga. But I'm like, did you watch him naked though? That's what I'm wondering. Did you watch him naked though? Because once you put up that nigga with butt naked, I'm a pass. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pass. Boy, he made one by the dude I know. He said, look at this old nasty nigga scratching his booty, sniffing it while they preaching. I said, but he put pictures up with that nigga scratching his booty. The nigga screenshot the nigga video like, look at this nasty nigga scratching his booty. Then he put another picture next to it, and he sniffed it. And I said, no, when the nigga said it, I said, boy, that nigga getting the did that now. He said, yeah, he did it. Here go the evidence. Boy, the same nigga who pre-butt naked made a video talking about he was gonna kill these men. Then when Cub put the video up, the nigga put a copyright hold on it so nobody could watch. So after that, he came with a diss record. And when he came with, he said, well, take up your, why Jesus ain't told you to take up your bed and walk. I said, well, that's a low blow. Because this dude was really a game banger. You know how some niggas be talking about this, that, that, and the other? Like that nigga from Chicago, hey man, was out there. And not only was he out there, but he is known, like it's people to verify, like this nigga was a gangster. You know what I'm talking about? Not just he saying he a gangster. It's niggas who don't even deal with the word, let it be known, you know, bro used to do his thing. And now he out there working with the youth that's in gangs in that city, because he living proof, nigga, I'm in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Now you supposed to be dealing with the word, I'm gonna leave that alone. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna leave that part alone. Because he, hey man, he rolled with Boo with him, so you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you hear Chicago, that first thing should come to your mind. You know what I'm saying? Them boys opening the sanctuary right now, bigger than this library. That nigga actually used the term that we the first Hebrew mega camp. So what that tell you? What that tell you? Mega camp? You know what come to mind then, don't it? Mega church. Come on, man. Deuteronomy 11. That's why you say you better take heed to yourselves. Don't let your heart get deceived that you turn aside, because it's easier to turn aside than you actually think it is. We in verse 17. Listen to what he says. Then Yahuwah's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up Shamahim, and there be no rain. And that the land yield not her fruit, lest you perish quickly from off the good land which Yahuwah give you. Why is this important if your heart be deceived and you turn away? What he said he wasn't going to do. What he said he wasn't going to do.
Remove you from, well,
What's the first thing he said? His wrath going to be kindled, and what he not going to do? He said he going to shut up. He going to shut up the windows in the Shamayim. He going to shut up the windows in heaven. And he ain't going to allow the rain to come down to be able to bring forth no fruit. So what is that telling you?
He ain't gonna be able to receive the word.
You ain't going to get no spirit. You ain't going to be able to receive no word. You're not going to be able to bring forth the peaceable fruit of righteousness to save your soul. See, come back. Now we can come back and look at Matthew 13. Just bear with me. We working. The dudes say we supposed to keep the righteousness of the law of Moses, but keeping the law ain't part of it. So we have to decipher through the nonsense. You understand what I'm telling you? To get to the root so you actually know what the righteousness of the law is, which is to believe, then to obey. You know what I'm saying? If you believe in something, then you would do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like this here. If you believe lifting weights and running is going to allow you to build muscle and lose fat, then you would do it. If you don't believe that's the case, you're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's simple as that. If we believe, just for lack of a better example, boy, if I cook this up like this here, boy, I shut the whole neighborhood down. Won't nobody be able to eat because everybody going to come see me. If you don't believe that, then you're going to keep cooking, you're going to keep dropping 28 and a 1,500 jars. If you believe that, he going into 600, you're going to shut the whole neighborhood down. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody eat, can't nobody do nothing. Everybody wondering where their customers at. Because whatever it is, whatever you're doing, just, it ain't no simple. You got to believe, you say, I'm looking at, I want to do commercial cleaning. I'm going to get with you on that after the Shabbat. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe that you could do that and execute it and be successful, it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Just like this here, this man in there breaking up moringa, he got to break up moringa like it's weed. Like literally. I don't know if we want him doing stuff like that, he'll flashbacks. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just the herbalist, man.
Like I said, you're talking about you the herbalized man. Mm-hmm. You're going to check every herb you got, you're going to inspect it.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to try to slick some cannabis sativa on me, sir. You know what I'm saying? But if he don't believe in the properties of what moringa can do and the benefits of it, then you can't confidently try to sell that to somebody else because they're not going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't even believe in what you sell. But if you believe in what you selling, not only if you believe in what you selling, then you would be a partaker of it. You know what I'm saying? You would be a partaker of it. The word even say that there. He said, how you going to be able to, man, he say first the husbandman is a partaker of the fruit. You know what I'm saying? You going to take it yourself. How you going to tell me to do something you ain't doing it? We going to keep the righteousness of the law, but we don't keep no law. Nigga, that makes no sense. See, we keep the righteousness of the law in Hamashiach. Well, how did he keep it, sir? He ain't break the laws. That's why some people say face palm.
Oh, so stupid.
Just Matthew 13. People's like this here, man. You got to understand something. What did we read last? I'm going to reiterate it again.
There's no light in there.
That too, but make sure like this here. Matthew 13 and 20. Well, 19. Well, 18 actually. Make it 17. It's what I reiterated again, what I told you in Ezekiel 14. If a man preaching the word is being deceived, then Yah deceived it. Remember the key thing Paul said? He said they are deceiving and being deceived. You know what I'm saying? He said if a prophet be deceived, I Yah have deceived that prophet. You know what I'm saying? And whoever come unto him is going to receive the same punishment that he got. Because obviously if I deceive that prophet, I want the nigga who coming to him, I want him to be deceived too. And you already seen that because we've been looking at this the last couple of weeks just in different ways. King Ahab prophets were deceived, and Ahab was deceived because he was seeking unto these prophets. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he wanted to hear something that was going to benefit the lust and desire that he had to do whatever it is he was seeking to do. You know what I'm saying? If you seeking to do things on the Shabbat, then you're going to look for somebody to tell you ain't got to keep it. You know what I'm saying? If you seeking not to put money in the feast and you're not seeking to to be a part of a feast 8 days, and you not seeking to travel for that feast, and you not seeking to do none of the things that come along with that, then you're going to look for somebody to tell you ain't got to do it. If you've been married and your spouse still living, and you done divorced them, and you want to marry somebody else, then you're going to look for somebody who's going to... We witnessed that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Because my homeboy old lady, she asked him first. He told her no. She came and asked me. I said no. That wasn't good enough. She called Pastor Smith. He said no. So she called Brother Marley. He said yeah, and she ran with it. Because she said, I tried 3, but on the 4th one, I got what I was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Because she supposed to stop when he told her. But I'll give you that, because out the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let all matter be established. So I'll give you that. You ain't stopped with the one. But you supposed to consider the source who told you that. You know what I'm saying? So when he didn't tell her what she wanted to hear, she came to me. Well, boss. I said, no, man, you can't do that. She was like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't even think Fat Boy had told me he had done told her. So I didn't even know she had asked anybody else, because if I would have known, I'd be like, what you asking me for if he already told you that? So then what you want to do? Let me call Pastor up. Now you done wasted this man time with this nonsense, because he going to tell you the same thing that we just told you. But Brother Marlon say, don't break up that family. Got him. And now what you going to do? Proceed further. That's what people do. I will go find somebody till they tell me that I can do what it is that I want to do.
So weak.
That's what people do. Because if they know somebody done told them they can't do it, they don't want to seem like outright they bucket. So when they go do it, see, I talked to such and such, see? And see, they had broke it down. See, you didn't even look at it the right way. Because they reassured on the evil that they work with. You know what I'm saying? That is the hallmark of an evil mind. You know what I'm saying? When somebody tell you not to do something, and you go try to do it yourself anyway, or find somebody to validate that, well, you good and wicked. You good and wicked. Because when you doing that, you already know that what you doing is wrong, and you ain't got no business doing it. That's why you looking for somebody to stamp it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why you think God would bless you in that situation. 13 and 17, everybody. For truly I say unto you that many prophets and wise men, and righteous men, pardon me, have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. I'm just reiterating like this here, man. It's a lot of people right now would really desire to see this man in this word, so they can believe, and then follow him. I'm talking about really follow him. You know what I'm talking about? And they not hearing it, and y'all know it too. You just seen, I just sent you that thing where the dude put your homeboy on blast. Y'all used to sit back and kick it with this man on the word on a regular basis, didn't you? And you sit back looking at, it's a whole bunch of people who ears he got. They not seeing the things that we see, and they not hearing the things that we hear, and they'll probably break their neck to hear. But instead, they get stuck with the nonsense this nigga talking about the moon and all this old other junk. You know what I'm saying? Or the niggas who listen to the dude talking about show me domestic violence out the law. Because after this girl got killed, you know it had to be some niggas to go out here and teach these dudes it was all right for them to beat up their wife because they around there beating up them. When you know that ain't the case. These niggas teach rape right, and you seen when one of David's sons raped his sister, but the boy was hot and went to kill that man about that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even about the fact you slept with your sister, you took that. The boys wasn't cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But when you's a low down, dirty nigga, you gonna find anything to go with what you want to do. I'm telling you, that's why people ridicule the word, man. That's why they mock our God and all that there, man. Because nigga take the word and they spin it to use it for what they wanted to spin it for. You know what I'm saying? I bet not never catch me and now one of you niggas putting your hand on your wife, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't beat you up, but I'm going to go ahead and leave you alone, though. Because I'm telling you, man, that's right there. Like, putting your hands on your wife is like almost like this here with me about putting your hand on your mama. You know what I'm talking about? They really about this just right this here. It's just because Mom Duke pushed you out the womb. That's why she just get a tad bit over. But I'm also tell you, once you get married, though, your wife go above Mom Duke, though. Don't y'all be around here putting your parents before your spouse. That's a problem, you putting your mom and your daddy for your husband. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Because you know what the law say. A man leave his father and his mother's house and cleave unto his wife and they become one flesh. You ain't got no business around here putting your parents above your wife. Your parents above your husband. That's retarded. You know what I'm saying? Mom Duke, stay in your place now. Pops, all right now. It don't concern you. Unless they putting his hands on you. Then Pops come around there, he coming to see you then. You know what I'm saying? Like this here. Y'all know, see, some of y'all sitting back looking at, some of y'all got daughters. I know how you feel if she was messing with a nigga, he put his hands on her, what you gonna do?
Yeah, we right.
Shoot, I'm gonna beat you to his house though.
I said we right.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you to his house. Nigga gonna have to see me. You know what I'm saying? I felt the same way about her. Nigga gonna have to see me, boy. I wiped that behind. I warmed them bottles up. You look crazy all you want. Do it if you want, boy. I cut them testicles all, hand it to you.
Nah, yeah,
Hand it to you. Yeah, hand it to you. Cause that's serious for me. It's different like this here, man, cause you sitting back looking at you, man, you know what I'm saying? If you took care of them, that's even more serious. You know what I'm saying? I already know, boy. Let a nigga put their hands on Carisha carry on, boy. He ain't got to say a word, boy. Nigga done hit my, let's go. He got to finish the sentence. Nigga did what?
it was meant to bone at this
That's real.
That nigga ain't even laughing.
Yeah, that's real though. We ain't talking about putting no guns on nobody, boy. We want to say, boy, I want you to suffer excruciating pain. You know what I'm saying? And after that first time, if you go back, I hope the nigga kill you. I hope the nigga kill you. I hope he beat your face into ground power. You know what I'm saying? I done risked my freedom behind this here and you done went back to it. Oh yeah, something wrong with you. I'm gonna be looking like this here. I raised you better than this. I raised you to love and value and honor and respect yourself. And you gonna let somebody disrespect you like that? I hope he kill you. I'll be just like Fantasia Daddy wore. Keep dressing like a hoe. When a nigga rape you, don't come back around here. And when she got raped, you know what happened? You know what he told her? Don't come. I don't know what you coming around. He ain't had no sympathy. He meant exactly what he said. He ain't talking about around here, give me a hug, baby. I told you, stinking behind about dressing like a slut. That's what you get, and walked off. You know what I'm saying? Because he hadn't already told you. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that just because she had that on that happened, but that don't help. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, if a nigga's a rapist and a pervert, boy, you could be dressed like them Arabic women over there, boy. He taking that regardless. You know what I'm saying? Nigga say, did you see the bridge of her nose? Look at the bridge of her nose. Look at that nostril how it flares. Ahmed, I must have her. You know what I'm saying? But hey, they scriptures say they can do that though. They scriptures say they can rape a woman. See, like nigga take our law and insinuate with it. You know what I'm saying? Boy, they'll outright say, boy, you catch her, you can take that. You know something got to be wrong with you take some vagina, boy.
Something wrong with you gonna follow something and say you can take some vagina.
That too. But I'm talking about, but you of course you're going to follow something that's going to tell you can take it if it's already in your mind to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just going to be a natural progression. Allah Akbar, I can take this vagina. He good. 70 virgins. Take them all. Ahmed like this here spitting all in your face every time he talk about it. You know what I'm saying? That's real though. That's a sick perversion in your mind, man. I would think any man that wouldn't want no vagina unless that woman was willing to give it to him willingly. You know what I'm saying? I had to take this by force. By force? And then you get off on that? Something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we need to put some electrodes on your brain, see what's going on in there. 13 and 18. Hear ye therefore the parable of the sower. When anyone hear the word of the kingdom and understand it not, then come the wicked one and catch away that which was sown in his heart. This is he which is deceived by the wayside. That's pretty much what happened. Just because a nigga sat here don't mean they understood what they were hearing. Just because they was sitting here, just like niggas be like shaking their head, yeah boy, that made sense boy, you really broke that down right there. Nigga ain't understood not a single solitary word that was said. And y'all wonder, y'all just think I say that at the end. Did y'all understand all this here? Y'all think I just say that just to say it. You know what I'm saying? I really say that because I want to make sure you understand it. Because if you don't, that man will come through like this here, smooth criminal. Snatch that pie right out your windowsill. Run. You come back thinking you had an old fresh blueberry pie, you looking around, where is it at? Don't talk about pies. We know what type of pie Corey like.
Apple pie.
Now you like Poo-Tang pie. That was type of pie.
I like apple pie with crumbled on the top and other beans. And maybe some caramel drizzle.
Well, he was a real fat man. Look at T. She's sitting there thinking right now, if I can get me some undefiled crust, I'm making one right now. Yeah, 'cause I know what them crust, but you gotta be careful. Them people put plenty lard in that. Them pie crusts,
That's depressing.
they put plenty lard in that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make your own. I remember what that was when them niggas seen that Jiffy Mix cornbread had lard in it, boy, them niggas wanted to kill themselves. We was at Jason House, boy. I said, boy, you can't use that. He said, why, boy, that thing got lard in it. Lord, that nigga flipped it over and looked, these bastards. That nigga was dreaming about that corn mix, boy.
They got vegetarian Jiffy now though.
I bet they do. I still
I
don't
ain't
trust
tried
them.
it.
I don't trust them. I know this here, boy. That nigga was upset about that. Everybody done had that Jiffy cornbread. That Jiffy cornbread good. Now, they might not know what we talking about. Y'all might not have that y'all around y'all way. I don't know. I thought that was a Winn-Dixie brand. I don't know.
Some Jiffy cereal. Make you some
Jiffy
cornbread.
cereal?
Yeah, you warm it up, get it right, and then you put a little milk in there with it. The mother of my child put me on that.
You know y'all from the country. That sounds like what them niggas did in the county with them cornbread. Mixing all that milk in there.
It was good.
Ooh, I'm straight on that. Straight on that. I ain't mixing no cornbread with no milk. It should be enough good old buttermilk in that cornbread make me think I got some milk. You know what I'm saying?
It's quite lovely.
Let me stop talking about these biscuits. He say Bojangles right down the street too. The only, like I said, she gonna see if I say Bojangles, she gonna look at it and tell y'all I was a biscuit master.
She used to make the biscuits.
She proud of that. You see how she put her hand on that? I was. But did you just see how she did it though? I was.
I made the biscuits.
No, y'all didn't even see how she slid it though.
No, she straightened up, she sat up.
You know what I'm saying? Like she's a woman of dignity about these biscuits. You know what I'm saying? Like she the queen. The Queen of England. You know how they do, how they be out there like this here swinging. Well, we know Queen of, ain't nobody sleeping with Queen Elizabeth though. Have you seen that woman before? Have y'all seen her before? Boy, Barbara Bush more attractive to her, and that's saying something.
She looks like an old mothball.
Well, them two ugly women, where you sit back and look at who put they pin, who did that? They had to make them come in there under the threat of death. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, you gonna lay with them.
Speed up.
Boy, ain't nobody look at Queen of England and say Queen Elizabeth and say, you know what? I'm gonna knock that down.
Ain't that enough X in the world?
Boy, ain't enough of nothing in the world. You probably had a couple of them be like, die or have sex with the Queen. Go ahead and get my casket in. Y'all ever seen them?
She's ugly. I mean, ugly.
Might have been a cat that her point.
Man, I've seen pictures of her when she was young. She looked the same. Boy, I've seen
Man, she's a reptilian.
I've seen photographs of her when she was young. She looked the same.
You see when she was 20?
I mean, they put pictures up of it. I don't know how old she was, but she was
She
young.
probably still better than her 50s. The woman is 97.
Man, look here, man.
I don't know if she was 90. I know she had a 90 though.
Man, that woman ugly, man. I done seen pictures of Barbara Bush when she was young. She still looked the same. The difference, her hair ain't great. Nigga still look like a Shar-Pei poodle. Who?
She 89, bro.
Huh?
She 89. We look
Like old lady.
I wouldn't care if she was 99 or 109. That's an ugly woman. Bet you wouldn't have sex. I bet if they came in there and said, we give you $1 billion to have sex with her, I stay poor.
I like my soul.
Hey, I'm talking about word or no word. I'm good. I ain't even got to be in the word. I'm straight.
No, I wouldn't in the
I can't miss it. I ain't never had it.
$1 billion bucks.
Hey, man, look here, man. It's just some things.
Like that one.
Boy, it's just some things, boy, money ain't worth it, boy. I'm talking about this here, boy. Some things, boy, I just pass. I got to retain my dignity and self-respect. I'm talking about, there's not enough showers you going to take to get that off of you. You just going to be scrubbing. I'm so dirty. I can't do it. Verse 21, though. 20, pardon me. But he that receives seed in stony places is the same as he that hear the word and anoint with joy receive it. Yet he have no root in himself, but endure for a while. For when tribulation or persecution arise because of the word, by and by he is offended. So you know what ends up happening? Go ahead and get if we go look in 1 Peter 4:1, you know what we're going to see? He said, arm yourself with the same mind that the Mashiach had, that he suffered in the flesh. You arm yourself with the same mind. Because when he say tribulation, not just necessarily tribulation as forth as bad things happening, but your flesh gonna be troubled. You know what I'm saying? See, look at 1 Corinthians chapter 7, something that Paul said. We come back to Deuteronomy 11. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and about verse 26, 25. He said, now concerning virgins, I have no commandment of the master, yet I give my judgment as one that have obtained mercy of the master to be faithful. I suppose, therefore, that this is good for the present distress. I say that it is good for a man so to be. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loosed. Art thou loosed from a wife? Seek not a wife. But if thou marry, thou hast not sinned. And if a virgin marry, she have not sinned. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh, but I spare you. Because, you know, tribulation is just another word for trouble. You know what I'm saying? And see, sometimes when trouble arises in your flesh, and because you didn't have no root to obey the word, then guess what's going to end up happening? You're going to fall off. You're going to fall off. How many of y'all done felt your flesh been in trouble to go do something you know you had no business doing? And how many of you resisted it? Every time. And Stanley said he stood firm, Coy.
Had up since it's been seasons, man.
He said he's staying firm. He ain't got to stand too far. Shoot, nigga ain't but 3 feet tall.
5'6" on a good day.
I can exaggerate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him 5'2".
That's why he added that good day in. That nigga, Stanley know he 5'4" 3/4. It's all right though. Look at it, he say, tell him I'm 5'6". Like he can't help you out. She said, I'm taller than you. That's all that matters.
Black one.
You know what I'm saying? She like this here. I like this here. He say, shoot, taller than you.
Cut off. Done.
But I'm mentioning this here because things going. If you don't have no root in the word, it's going back to why he say, take heed to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let not your heart be deceived. He say, be assured of the things that you done learned. Because if you're not assured of it, and you don't have that root, because all that root is, man, you attached to something. You know what I'm talking about? What's going to happen? You're going to be like, bump this. Because they didn't have no root in themselves. Man, I ain't keeping no Shabbat. I ain't got to keep that. You know what I'm saying? Because what's going to end up happening? I got to work on the Sabbath. Or it's something going on. Or your people calling you and want you to do this here. Or this girl walking past like, come on over here and get this poutine pie. Girl, I can't do this here.
No.
Come on and come get it. You know what I'm saying? Come on and come get it. Nigga walking up, boy, I got a fat doobie, boy. You know I don't smoke no more, boy. I'm talking about, boy, this that gas, boy. Come on, get you some. You know what I'm saying? Nigga walking past whatever your favorite liquor was, he got a big fresh bottle of it. He done Ian. Golly. That nigga right here drinking Jesus, Jesus. Herkin jerk.
Changed my life.
Well, that nigga said Ian J. That nigga drinking cheap brandy.
I like brandy, man.
So that let me know right here, boy, you was a stone cold alcoholic.
I was. I really was.
You ain't got to say no more what you talking about, that E&J. E&J. You was a drunk too then. Ain't nobody who drink liquor buy no E&J. Nigga get an buy a fifth of E&J for $10.
High school. I mean, I didn't like vodka. I didn't like I've had Belvedere, all of that, but
That nigga said E&J. Nigga, look what she talking about. It's smooth. These old poor drunk niggas here, man. These old poor drunk niggas here, man. I'm talking about, boy, we was in high school looking at a nigga crazy, nigga pop up with some E&J. Come on, my nigga, what a yak at?
yeah.
Oh, boy.
When I was in high school, I used to get out of the
Oh, boy. Hey, that reminded me of Irish boy. Nigga popped up to the house, boy. She had a big old can of Four Loko.
I remember in high school.
Man, I'm like this here, boy. And she was killing it too. Y'all remember how big them cans of Four Loko were? Boy, my homegirl killing that bar.
You only need one. One time I
Shoot, boy. Let me tell you something. My nigga said in Irish, they sippers, boy. Big D, they sippers, boy. One Four Loko ain't gonna do nothing for them. Give me 3. And that's real. I ain't being funny, that's real. They drink. They weren't social drinkers. You know what I'm saying?
Drink a lot.
They drank for real every day. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing for them to pop up on a Tuesday, go cop a bottle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? One thing I know about the three of them, wouldn't catch none of them with no Irkin jerk. They gonna look at you like this here. I'm offended.
But I mean, during high school, that's all we did.
Man, they was in high school. They were poor.
We trying to get everybody drunk.
They trying to get theyself drunk. You know what I'm saying? They coming with that Hennessy, boy.
That nigga said they trying to get they self drunk. That's a real out here.
You know what I'm saying? Because they already, the reason why I say that, because they already knew, well, ain't none of us really drink like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They know we trying to burn something. You know what I'm saying? Say it ain't smoke like that. Big D ain't smoke like that. Iris ain't smoke like that. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol was their thing. That's why we ain't never look at them crazy, because weed was our thing.
And
Alcohol was theirs.
That was my dilemma. I prefer to buy quality weed over quality alcohol.
Yeah.
No, you niggas just drunk.
Nigga, I was gonna buy quality weed and quality alcohol, me personally.
Man, look at man. Talk shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something. You know what they were around there getting? They were getting that Russian bark out with Dixon.
What?
He know the name of it. Cause I already know. Cause I know she done bought it. Corey walking around here just like Brittany, walking up with some Auburn Mist. What's happening?
No.
I already know that nigga caught some Auburn Mist. Don't try to clean it up.
We didn't know though. We didn't know at the time.
It ain't even about not knowing you could drink. It's the fact that you went and caught Auburn Mist.
I ain't started drinking wine till college.
We thought we could only have one.
It ain't even about all that there. If I only thought I could have wine, I ain't buying Auburn Mist.
Nope.
It was tasty.
I like this one that's called the Chocolate Factory. Or the Chocolate Shop. And it
Well, I don't know nothing about alcohol, man. Y'all calling out stuff I ain't never heard of. All I knew was Hennessy and Remy Martin fine champagne cognac. That's all you'll catch me with is a Remy Martin. And I had that bottle for so long. That bottle would sit on top of my refrigerator for so long.
The flavor is sharp
Because I don't drink.
all the time.
Smoke all day though, and all night. Come on back over here to Deuteronomy chapter 11. We're going to deal with that part about him when his wrath be kindled. He closed up the Shamahim. But let's get this show on the road though a little bit. I need to get to what I want to get to. I'm telling you something though. But that's what happens though. That's why he say if you get married, you're going to have trouble in your flesh, but I spare you. When you don't got no root in this word and you not assured of what you done heard and you got things you dealing with and you fighting against, all it's going to take is that to come up and you going to be troubled. And when that stuff come up, you're going to be offended. Because that dude say those who teach to obey this man's laws are corrupting people and bringing them into bondage. Therefore, you're trying to paint as if we evil. Because we telling people to be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? To be obedient and to be respectful of him who made them if you profess to be a son. Because sons follow instructions. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you look at son, should nobody be able to come and convince you and tell you that Satan and the fallen angels were the sons of God in Genesis, because if he was a son, he wouldn't be fallen now, would he? He wouldn't be disobedient now, would he? Because sons obey their father. He would have to be a bastard if he's disobedient. You know what I'm saying? Niggas, but I'm talking about, but Israelites can't even wrap their brain around the fact of how could somebody be a son and be disobedient? You're not a son. He said, he that overcome, he'll be my son. If you overcome, that means you were obedient, because Mashiach overcame. Get 1 John chapter 5, about verse 4, since I said it. Y'all know John 16:33 say, be of good cheer, I've overcome the world. How do we overcome the world? Looking at those things in your flesh that would trouble you, whether it be women. I know for most of these men in here, if anything is a hang-up for them, it's a woman. And I ain't talking about a woman as forth as a particular woman. If you are a red-blooded male and you like women, that's probably going to be an issue for you. You know what I'm saying? Because most men like to have sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest though. You know, most women don't have a desire to have sex. It's a lot more whores out here nowadays that just have sex like how men have sex. But that's just not a woman's nature, just to be around here busting her legs open to everybody that passed by. You know what I'm saying? But a man would be like this here, if she offering, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And now you coming into something where you've been thinking this way for an extended period of time, and now you got to learn, boy, I can't do that. Well, I need to turn my head. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there like, boy, you like hips and booty, and you like this here booty jiggling there and well, and you gonna sit there and look at it. You know what I'm saying? I had somebody like this here. Somebody gonna post something talking about a lady posted a picture of her son. And I guess it had some half naked people in it. And somebody told her to take it down. Cause he said you got people who weak at my, and you know what niggas say? A nigga need to check his mind if he lusted and all this shit. Nigga, screw all that, what you talking about? Nigga, just be real with it. Yeah, some niggas weak. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay, maybe you can look like a butt naked woman, you ain't got no problem with it. Nigga, I can't, cause I think you gay. You know what I'm saying? I think you gay. You gonna sit here and tell me, no, you still a man. I don't care how that's a nigga who fronting though. That's a nigga who fronting though, you ain't being real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Cause you say what you wanna say. Yeah, it's some people, when you get to that point of strength, then it won't be no issue for you to look away. But even at the same time, even if you felt like I'm at that point, I'm not looking at that. Cause all it takes is like this here. Don't let them like this here, they walking like that butt naked and they turn around and just look at you and you take it as she's giving the invitation. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You been done found out you wasn't as strong as you thought you were. You know what I'm talking about? She around here, baba boom, and she done turned her head back. She done turned her head and looked back. You like this here? Oh man. You sit there looking at the invitation, it's been given. What am I going to see? But you would have never seen that invitation if you would have. I know it's a big Buddha over there. I ain't gonna look though. I ain't gonna look though. See, people don't want to be real with it, man. That lust of the flesh, male or female, is the #1 hindrance, more than likely, for the majority of people walking this planet. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing wrong with that. That means you're heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? Where that should pass away from with getting like that is if once you got somebody, then you shouldn't be around here like that. Then you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because if you still getting excited off people and you got somebody, you got a problem. Ooh. That didn't make me think about. That didn't make me think about one time we were riding with my homeboy. That nigga boy, we were looking at and say, ooh, Lauryn Hill. Ooh. I said, come on, bro, you scared me. Y'all laughing, that really happened. And all it was a still picture on a laptop while we watching them listening to a song. Nigga like this, I thought his veins were finna bust. That nigga literally said, ooh, Lauryn Hill. Ooh. I said, come on, my nigga. That's not even, I could give you that if she was standing right there. Well, I thought the nigga was finna explode.
On the side.
What? I'm like this here and I'm finna have this nigga fluids all on my body. That's all you think about. This nigga finna explode. Like this here, just stuff going everywhere. Out of just everywhere, pores and all.
Niggas used to go crazy on the gym.
This can't go nowhere else.
You know what I'm saying? That's real though, because that's how you would act. I'm talking about like them spontaneous combust, just stuff just come everywhere, because that's how the nigga was acting.
So you gonna have this body fluids all over you, huh?
Hey, just like he said, this car got to be stopped. I'm telling you, because if you see the nigga car, you can see the nigga veins in his neck throbbing. That's how hard he was going.
You know this one now.
You know it's serious when niggas' veins go to pulsating. That nigga like, ooh, that nigga doing his hands while he driving.
That nigga,
That's why he driving?
this will stop right here. You know what I'm saying? You look too excited, homeboy. Might take something.
That's why I said, well, I'm scared. I'm scared because that's not normal. That's not normal lust. If there is such a thing.
That's rape lust.
You know what I'm saying? There could be some lust like, well, she's nice, boy. I do some things to that. You keep on going. You know what I'm talking about? But when you go to, ooh, like nigga getting animated, what's wrong with you, boy? That's a lot now. That's a lot. Perfect word. You know what I'm saying? In a frenzy, a sexual frenzy. What time to get you a wife, boy? Fast. Cause boy, I already know what you did when you went home later. Well, you had to get that off your chest. You had to get that off your chest. Ain't nowhere in the world. Ain't nowhere in the world you went to sleep on that. Even though that was in the middle of the afternoon, boy, you framed that in your mind, boy. You ain't go to sleep on that. There was nowhere in the world you were gonna go to sleep on that, all that pressure on your chest. Cause I'm sitting next to you, and I'm scared. Well, thank y'all for the word. The word can take some of that stuff away and kind of abate it till it's gone, though. You know what I'm saying? Some of these women like that, I don't get like that. Bet you lying. Know some of y'all done walk around here seeing somebody you like, you had to go home and change underwear. What they wore, man?
Mike Water.
Mike Water, only man ever made me more. I ain't lying though. Y'all gonna sit there and see the women, they gonna keep it real, they gonna front with it. Well, y'all done sat back and seen somebody and your lust meter went up and you had to go home and change your drawers. Okay. Okay, you say it ain't that serious. The same way a man can see something he like and he get an erection, you're not gonna sit here and tell me that don't happen. Y'all not even finna sit there and convince me of that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have the same physiological responses that a man do.
This works different.
It just worked different. You seen something, you was aroused, you like I said, I gotta change my drawers.
Trying to do like this here. Well, it ain't cold in the room.
Ain't cold in the room. I'm talking about nipples like this here.
Yeah, sir, I'm here.
Trying to tell that old face lie. Everybody in here grown. Everybody in here grown. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I tell y'all this stuff for you to be, because if you don't sit back and be real with yourself, you'll get caught slipping out here.
Boy.
Then ride past you like him, you like this, you get caught slipping out here. Next thing you know, you done lusted, now you feeling bad. And y'all know when y'all, cause you like to say, I gotta change my underwear, you just shame. Shame. Then you know what I'm talking about? And if you got to wash clothes with somebody else, you don't want nobody to see that. You like to say, I'm gonna wash these by hand. Look at you, you done it. You done done it. You done done it.
2 outbursts.
Like this here, that means you done done it. It done happened to you. Yeah, it was humorous, all right. Why you was like this here, working on the railroad. Working on the railroad. Like this here, don't want nobody to know. Mike Wallace was the only man ever made you more. 1 John chapter 5, verse 4. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. Don't lie now. Be honest with yourself. Because see, the men in here tell you, yeah, boy, I done seen something, boy, blood went to rushing. Boy, I had to go sit down somewhere.
Could not get up from my seat.
You know what I'm saying? And when you were young, it happened all the time, even when you ain't wanted to.
Especially in school.
Hey, what you call it, Norby?
You know what I'm saying? And like I told you, back in the day, we wore nylon sweatpants, so it was obvious to see. So a nigga be like this here, teacher called on him, I don't want to stand up. I need you to stand up for class. I don't want to see. Y'all could bend them drawers be flooded. Ain't nobody gonna know. Ain't nobody gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Draws like a slip and slide. Nobody knows. Boy, man can't hide his. Everybody see it.
Unless you know how to hide.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you had a mood sun skirt on, nigga like this here, boy, she spotting. And that ain't no period blood. Look at you. Y'all know I ain't lying. See, one of these days, y'all going to admit it. Y'all be admitting it about how y'all be looking and laughing like, shoot, boy, that happened to me in 8th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. Shoot, happened to me in my mid-20s.
Well, that happened in 8th grade, didn't it?
What happened last week?
I'm telling you.
How you know?
Because it happened to me, girl. I just went to think about the nigga in the floodgates open.
Oh,
Woo, woo. Then tell on yourself all the time, no. 1 John 5:4. For whatsoever is born of Elohim overcome the world. And this is the victory that overcome the world, even our faith. Who is he that overcome the world, but he that believed Yahushua is the son of Elohim? John chapter 6, verse 20. He say he that is born of Elohim has overcome the world. So before we even look at that, Matthew chapter 3, about verse 17. Before I even look at that. See, that's the righteousness of Yah, is to be born of Yah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get back to Deuteronomy 11. We got to roll. I know I'm in kind at the same time. We want y'all to register that stuff. It might sound funny, but in all seriousness though, men lust, women lust. You know what I'm saying? That's just real. It happens. You know what I'm saying? And you got to sit back and you got to keep that stuff up under control. Boy, if you know you right this here, boy, turn your head. Turn your head. See, women don't like to acknowledge that they lust, only amongst one another. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get amongst one another, y'all go ahead and tell it. You don't want to tell it in front of other people because you don't want them to look at you like, oh, she's a whore, she's a pervert. No, you human. You know what I'm saying? You like what you like, hey, got you excited. You know what I'm saying? A man can see one woman and she don't do absolutely nothing for him. See another one, and he like this here, boy, I gotta turn my head. You know what I'm saying? People like what they like. 3 and 15. Some people like everything they see. They ain't got no discriminatory factors.
Any bread sweet though.
Any bread sweet. Yeah, that's what it said. We don't mess with that apocryphal, but that's what it said though. They can say to a whoremonger, he says, all bread is sweet.
I remember that.
All bread sweet. It don't matter what it is. Nigga ain't like this here, man. Tall girl, skinny girl, fat girl, black girls, red girls. You know what I'm saying? Ugly girl, pretty girls, average girls. Don't make no difference. It all take the same. You know what I'm saying? Then you got women who, shoot. I done had a woman tell me this here, like, shoot, random niggas. I used to look at her in the face, be like, really? Random niggas. Go out to the club, see a nigga. She want to do it. She pick and go home with him. Ain't never seen this man for a day in her life. I think out of her children, one of them, I know her first one got like that because she said that's what happened when you skip school. Random nigga. Random nigga. She didn't know that nigga like that. Nigga talked into skipping school, ramshacked her. She ended up pregnant with his baby. You know what I'm saying? Random. You know who that was?
I know it. I thought about it.
Yeah. She looked at me fast. I said, boy, that's hard, boy. She told me that when I first ran across her, first met her. When she was telling me the story, she said, random niggas. Skipping school at Matty V. For lack of one or one of them. You know what I'm saying? Probably think like a woman. Didn't even know cars like that. Yeah, didn't even know cars like that. You know what I'm saying? Ended up pregnant by him. Random nigga. Like, she just like this here, random nigga. I'm like, wow, that's hard right there. I mean, you ain't had no discriminatory factor. He had a penis, that was good enough. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, we grew up and went to school with plenty more just like it. You know what I'm saying? And men like that there, but like I say, a man ain't gonna get looked down on for doing it. You know what I'm saying? A woman gonna look down on for doing it because men are entering into you. A man is humbling you, he's not being humbled. You know what I'm saying? So when a man turn around and look at so many people have humbled you, his respect factor for you or his desire for you in a particular fashion falls off like the stock market on a bad day. That Dow Jones Industrial Average go to dropping. You know what I'm saying? But like I say though, men do it, women do it. You know men who just sit back and they just try to holler at a woman, see who gonna let him smash that night. He never seen this woman before. He don't know this woman. Might not even remember her name when he done with her. You know what I'm saying? Men and women do it. So y'all don't need to have it in your mind that's a male behavior or that's a female behavior. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lustful behavior. And you got to learn to keep it in check, keep it under control. Because if not, when that trouble ring up in your flesh, you might go after it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with your flesh because that flesh is deceitful. You know what I'm saying? That flesh will make you think that what it's desiring is actually right and it's not. You know what I'm saying? When I say not forth as being sin, but right for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your flesh can make you think what's right for you is wrong for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep that thing under control, man. Keep it in subjection. Make sure you got your righteous eyes on it. Make sure the word is what your eyes are going by and what your heart is going by. That's why he said, take heed to yourself lest your heart be deceived. If you're not taking heed to yourself, somebody can come through and seduce you and get you to turn from what you're supposed to be doing. And it's going to go back to what we were talking about on Wednesday. That man going to look at you and say, who are you? Who are you? Where my blessing at, Daddy? Who are you? Do I even know you? You know what I'm saying? I'm mentioning that too because we know Hamashiach say, depart from me, you work of iniquity, I never knew you. Where is he getting that from? We go right back in the law, you see. Esau was a work of iniquity. You know what I'm talking about? He come back around try to get a blessing. Who are you? I don't know you. Why did that come in at? Because he allowed his flesh to dictate and seduce him to go off what he would have been assured of. You know what I'm saying? You firstborn. You know the blessing of the firstborn. You know your daddy told you. He's sitting there looking at, that's my boy, that's my first one. You know a firstborn son, boy, Pop telling him everything. He ain't holding nothing back from him, son. This is what you gonna get. This is what I'm gonna give you. What's up? And all that there. But guess what though? In his heart, he was like, shoot, nigga, I don't want to do none of that. I got to do this and do that, because you got to remember, Isaac was taught by Abraham. He say Abraham kept my Torah, my instructions, my ordinances, my statutes, all that, right? Did everything I told. You don't think Abraham taught that to his son? So you don't think Isaac turned around and taught that to his? So don't you realize when Esau looking at that birthright and he despised it, he knew what came along with it? Yeah, I don't care nothing about all that stuff, man. They ain't keeping no laws. Not obeying nothing. That's why he didn't overcome. You know what I'm saying? What we did? 3 and 15, Matthew. Then we get John 6 and 25. Like I said, man, I didn't want y'all don't get caught up in that. I know we might say some stuff, be laughing, joking, be funny, but it's some stuff to go along with that, man. At the same time, I say that, use certain stuff to illustrate a point that y'all know because it doesn't happen to you. You just not gonna stand in the room and admit it in front of all these men, because you don't want nobody to look at you like you a pervert. You know what I'm talking about? But you done had it happen. Because guess what? Women watch porn just like men watch porn. Women play with themselves just like men play with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Don't be lying to yourself. Yahushua answering said unto him, suffer it to be so now. For thus it become us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he suffered it. And Yahushua, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water, and lo, the Shamahim were opened unto him, and he saw the spirit of Elohim descended like a dove, lighting upon him. And lo, a voice from Shamahim saying, this is my beloved son, in whom I am well pleased. Now, I want to go back to Daniel chapter 6 before I look at John chapter 6. Because he said he was a beloved son. I want you to just hear, the only reason why we coming here, I want you to see the things about Daniel, because you know where Daniel is at, right? He's in captivity. Just like we said, I was telling y'all, that nigga say, can we keep, man, you know they going to have us working on the Shabbat because we in captivity. You can't keep the laws 100 in captivity. Daniel 6 and 1. And I'm like, where do these niggas get that from? Where do you read in the words you can't keep the laws in captivity all the way through? Who told you that? When even though they were in the land, when Mashiach was alive, they were in captivity. They were not ruling. We can go back and look at Judges and see where we were in the land and constantly under the rule of other people. Never once walked out of the land. Niggas is retarded. Daniel 6 and 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. And over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, that the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him. And the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Then the presidents and princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom. But they could find none occasion, nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. So that means we know he said Daniel was a man greatly beloved. Let me find the so you can just hear him when he tell it. Let me see. Is it Daniel chapter 8 I desire? Let me see if Daniel chapter 8 so you can hear him when he tell him that. Daniel 10 and 11. We can make it 9 though. We're going to look at that. He said there was no occasion. That means they saw the occasion. It wasn't no fault in him. And it wasn't no error in it. So that means we got to sit back and look at knowing that who is he that is born of the Most High, but he that overcame the world, and who overcome the world but believe that Yahushua is the Son of the Most High. So that means we already know that Mashiach didn't have no error, no fault in it. But what we're going to look at is those who are born of him should be following that same pathway. But first let's look at Daniel 10 and 9. Yet I heard the voice of his words, and when I heard the voice of his words, then was I in a deep sleep on my face, and my face towards the ground. And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees and upon the palm of my hands. Matter of fact, back up about verse 7. Back up to verse 7. And I, Daniel, alone saw the vision, for the men that were with me saw not the vision. But a great quaking fell upon them, so that they fled to hide themselves. Who that sound like to you had a situation like that? Paul had one just like that. He saw it, but the men around him didn't see it. Therefore I was left alone and saw this great vision, and there remained no strength in me. For my comeliness was turned in me into corruption, and I retained no strength. His comeliness was turned into corruption. What is corruption then? Huh?
Sin.
Not sin. What did he say in Psalm 16? You know what he said in Psalm 16, Brian? About verse 8 through 10. What about you, Darius? What about you, Troy? Stanley? Dwight? Glover? He said, I won't suffer your Kodesh one to see corruption.
I won't suffer your Kodesh one to see corruption.
Which means he was dead. You know what I'm saying? Rigor mortis. He said, my comeliness has been turned into corruption. Let's look at Isaiah 53 and 1 real fast. Come on, little muffin. Thank you. Oh, that's them teeth coming in. That's why you doing all that. See, you got your teething ring over there. Hello, Lizzie. Hello, Lizzie. 53 and 1. Who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahuwah revealed? For he shall grow up as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. Because remember now, he said he wouldn't do what? If you didn't take heed to yourself, he'll shut up the Shamahim, and there won't be, the land won't give a fruit. That's what he said. When his wrath be kindled, when you don't want to listen. He said, he have no form nor comeliness when we shall see him. There is no beauty that we should desire him. Now he just said that his comeliness was turned in me to corruption. Now what do you think this could mean, his comeliness? Because it just said there was no comeliness in him that we would desire him. Let's come over here to John chapter 6. Hold to Daniel 10 and verse 25 now. Lamai. 6 and 25. Make it 24. Lamai. Cut it out, man. You're going overboard. You're going overboard. Those are theatrics, sir. Those are theatrics. Come on, Lizzie. When the people therefore saw that Yahushua was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping and came to Capernaum, seeking for Yahushua. And when they found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when came thou hither? Yahushua answered them and said, Truly, truly, I say unto you, you seek me not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat the loaves and were filled. Labor not for the meat which perish, but for the meat which endure unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have Elohim the Father sealed. Then they said unto him, What shall we do that we might work the works of Elohim? See, this how he gonna play it, tell you ain't got to keep the law. This how he gonna play it. Let's see what Amashah tell you. Yahushua answered and said unto them, This is the work of Elohim, that you believe on him whom he hath sent. Well, didn't we already read in 2 Timothy chapter 3 that he said that the scriptures will make you wise unto salvation in the faith which is in this man. So the only way you can believe on this man is according to what the scriptures actually say. Then because of your belief in what the scriptures actually say, then you would follow him like we talked about last night. You know what I'm saying? You can't follow somebody you don't know. How you gonna follow somebody you don't know? See, he tried to pull one of the Christians' favorite verses, and we're going to look at that in a minute. Come on back over here to, not Daniel chapter 10. He said, it wasn't my comeliness was turned into corruption. So that means it's beauty. So let's turn over here and let's look at John chapter 13. Probably about verse 20, I would say. Make it about 16, 17, 18 actually.
John 13.
He said, I speak not of you all. I know whom I have chosen. But the scripture may be fulfilled that he that eat bread with me have lifted up his heel against me. Now I tell you before it come, when it is come to pass, you may believe that I am he. Truly, truly, I say unto you, he that receive whomsoever I send, receive me, and he that receive me, receive him that sent me. Yahusha said, had thus said, he was troubled in spirit and testified and said, truly, truly, I say unto you, one of you shall betray me. Then the disciples looked on one another, doubting of whom he spake. Now, when we turn around and look at it, they were going to betray him. Now, we know Judas betrayed him, right? Yehuda betrayed him, right? But who did he betray him to?
The white man.
The white man. Okay, he betrayed him to the chief priests and scribes. Why did they do it? Why did he do it? What was their motivation for wanting? I want you to look at something in Luke chapter 12 too. What was their motivation for wanting to do it? What was their motivation? Luke 12 and about verse 49. Make it 47. 46 even better. What was their motivation for doing it? He was taking the kingdom away from them. Remember, that's the same thing why they were seeking to find occasion on Daniel, because he sought to set Daniel over the whole realm, and the only way they could get to him is to find occasion to fall. Come on this side. That's the only reason why, right? So when they looked at him, they didn't look at him as in the beauty of Kodesh. The reason why I say this here, you know, that's a beautiful thing to heal a lame man, ain't it? That's the wonderful works of y'all. Ain't the works of y'all beautiful? Ain't that a beautiful thing to give the blind sight? To stop an issue of blood in a woman? But they took all that comeliness and all those beautiful works that he worked, and they turned it into corruption. That's why they said there was no comeliness in him that they would desire. Because desiring would mean you would be drawn to him. You know what I'm saying? They weren't drawn to nothing that they were doing. That's why he said when the Son of Man be lifted up, he said all men be drawn unto him. Because they would see the beauty that's in it. We'll look in John 12 when he say that, since you ain't looking at it correctly. But Luke chapter, that's 11, pardon me, and not 12. Luke 11 and 46. Make it 45. Then answered one of the lawyers and said unto him, Master, thus saying, thou reproach us also? So when he was speaking, this man is asking, are you dishonoring us too? Because I don't know how this nigga say you ain't got to keep the law when the Mashiach say the scribes and Pharisees sit in Moses seat and everything they bid you to observe, do, but don't do after they works, and you going to sit back. He actually said out his mouth. Somebody said, well, what did the king say? It doesn't matter what the king say because he left us an apostle. Shaul, you sound like a Christian. You putting Paul over a Mashiach when a Mashiach's son Paul didn't send a Mashiach. Paul ain't going to say nothing different than the man who taught him. You know what I'm saying? That man say, you revealed your son in me. He say, I didn't confer with flesh and blood. Say, Hamashiach taught me. So I'm going to turn around. This man say, I got a commandment from Hamashiach. That's what he always say when he say something. Then if you just heard him say, this ain't a commandment from Hamashiach, this is my opinion. Then he said, you know the commandments as the master Yahusha gave unto you. This is what the man say. So he ain't finna come nothing different than what the man who taught him said. That's crazy. That's how you know a nigga is mentally deranged. And a nigga who supposed to be in the word supposed to know. Hold up, nigga. You said put Paul above a man who died? Oh, you's a Christian. You's a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Just like the brother say, so if you telling me we ain't got to keep no law, he say, can I air out your wife then? I say, but the thing is though, I say, but you got to sit, because they always ask people that when they say that, because the reason why niggas say that is y'all not women. I mean men, so it's women. Y'all don't understand how serious that is. If a man walk up to you and say, well shoot nigga, if it ain't a sin to commit adultery, can I have sex with your wife? Because when you say ain't no law, that's what you pretty much say. It's all right for me to walk up to you and say, well shoot nigga, let me hit your wife. Because a man gonna look at it as, what? Ain't really gonna be no thinking. Because he gonna be either so mad that he can't believe what the nigga said that he gonna sit there flabbergasted, or he going straight for a snot box. You know what I'm saying? Like folk cuz even know it. 5 punches done came. He didn't think nobody could throw punches that fast. Bum, 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 bum. He like to say what happened. But then I say the reason why he gonna get around that, see, he gonna run to Genesis 39 where Joseph said, see, I can't sleep with you, I'll sin against God. You know what I'm saying? So then he say, well, is the nigga gonna go for faggots? I say, no, he gonna try to say you ain't gotta be no faggots. See, he gonna run the lie. In Genesis 19, he gonna run there. And say, see, it's wrong here. See, this before Moses, that's why we don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's how he gonna play it. Not really realizing is, you idiotic fool. This man laws has been from the time that the earth was founded. We looked at that last night because the Malakim say, we keep the sayings of the book. All you got to go do is look at what Hamashiach told him when they asked him how to pray. And he said, in Shamahim as it is in the rest, and earth as it is in heaven. So that means the same thing I'm telling you to do down here, that's the same thing we doing up here. You know what I'm saying? The same way I told you, boy, you can't divorce your wife. Why I can't divorce my wife and get another one? Because I didn't do it. I divorced my wife and took a bite. I devised a plan to take a bite. You know what I'm saying? The man follow his own law. So if you telling me I ain't got to keep it, you telling me he don't follow what he ordained and what he prescribed. I already know you're not of Yah right then. I already know that right then. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but if when you assured of what you done heard and you done took heed to yourself that your heart don't be deceived, then that can't happen. That can't happen. When you ain't really assured of, when you don't have no root in yourself and that trouble in your flesh come up and something you want to do real bad, nigga gonna get that because the door already open. A lot of y'all done did a lot of stuff you ain't had no business because you left that door open. You know what I'm saying? You done participated in a lot of stuff with people you ain't had no business because you left that door open. When you ain't with something, same way to see how that door shut, ain't no cracks or nothing, you can't get in. See, we know what some of y'all do? You leave a little crack. Because you leave that little crack, that person feel like all I got to do is push through it and wiggle in. You know what I'm saying? Because when you ain't with something, wow! Y'all know how Martin used to do when he kicked them people out of the house? Wow! Ain't no coming in. You know what I'm saying? I'm for real. That's with any situation though, man. If you gonna be done with something, be done with it. You know what I'm talking about? Shut the door and be done with it. Don't leave no cracks. Don't leave no insinuations. No nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never operated like that just because it's too much trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much trouble. Why string them along? See, when you got stuff in your heart that you want to do anyway, guess what you gonna do? You gonna string that along in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Boy, I want to smoke that weed, boy. I want to smoke me one. So you gonna look for somebody to say you can smoke it. See, it was really Calamus, brother, and they don't even say they smoked it. They say it was an anointed oil, they burnt it for incense. Don't even say they smoked it. Let's just say Calamus was cannabis. You know what I'm saying? They didn't smoke it though. But when you want to smoke, that's what you're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? When you see y'all say I hate divorce and I hate putting away and don't deal treacherously with your wife, you gonna look at, well, Moses said give a bill of divorce. You're gonna see what you want to see. So you can't show me fornication in the law, brother. Therefore, I can have sex with a woman and I have not sinned. Because that's what you want to see. But if you done shut that door on, I ain't committing fornication. I ain't smoking no marijuana. I ain't divorcing and remarried. Ain't no way for it to come in, don't shut. You know what I'm saying? That's why he say beware your adversary. He walk about as a roaring lion. That's why he say resist the devil and he will flee from you. The only way he gonna resist you is if you like a Mashiach say, man, get away from me, man. You know what I'm saying? He shut the door on him. Once he seen the nigga was stupid, I ain't with it, wow. He ain't sit there and keep talking to him and try to reason with it. Because when you sitting there, like I said, man, I was talking to Candace about this. She say 2 people she used to talk to in the past called her. Both of them married. One of them was trying to convince her to go somewhere. I said, you know why he kept trying to come with you? She was like, because you entertained him. Once he told you he was married or you knew he was married, you be like, what is you calling me for? You know what I'm saying? You ain't even supposed to entertain it past this here because a man feel like if you talk to him for 45 seconds, there's an opportunity. He don't even need a full 60 seconds. 45 seconds. If you entertain anything I'm saying for 45 seconds, I got a chance. And he gonna keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. And if you don't shut that door and stop it right then, he gonna, and I can't get that nigga to stop calling me, or I can't get this nigga to do this here. You gotta shut the door. Hey boy, don't do this here. I'm telling you, gotta show him better than you can tell him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all done been in situations like that where you were dealing with somebody in the past, they kept calling you, and you like, I don't want them to call me. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Because if you didn't, you'll shut that door. You want them to call. Because you don't want to mess with somebody. I don't know what you're calling me for, sir. I've moved on. I don't know what you're calling me for, ma'am. I moved on. But I'm just saying. Talk to them. You got to shut the door. I'm talking about for real, though. I'm talking about it ain't just with somebody you with or been with. You know what I'm talking about? Well, you gotta shut the door. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's friends, family, they trying to open up stuff this here. Boy, I don't walk past that door, man. I don't walk in the door, which is the door of the sheepfold. I don't walk through that door. I done shut that door behind me. I ain't worrying about the things that's behind, but the things that's in front of me. I ain't got no business cracking that door open, looking back. Woo, boy, they look like they're having a good time out there. Woo, woo. You know what's gonna end up happening? You're gonna walk back out that door you walk through. That's what's gonna happen. Because you ain't take no heed to yourself, because you ain't had no root, because that start troubling you. That's why if there's any issue y'all got, which is not really just learned behavior on how you handle things, but certain stuff you doing, you better look at it, you ain't shut that door. You know what I'm saying? You ain't took heed to yourself. Ain't no root in you. You gonna fall off now. Don't be sitting back looking at other people talking about they fell off. You next online. That's why he say take heed lest you fall. You know what I'm talking about? He say he that thinketh he standeth, take heed lest he fall. Because you could be the next one. You know what I'm talking about? You could be the next one. Just that simple. Wow. Because boy, y'all sit back and show you. Oh, you won't fall off then? Let me see how you handle it right here. Let me see how you handle it right here. Because I already know you've been lusting for it. I already know you've been designing it. Hey, you know, Luke 11:46 though. And he said, woe unto us also, unto you also, ye lawyers, for you laid men with burdens grievous to be borne, and ye yourselves touch not the burdens with one of your fingers. See, that's what they say. We trying to keep you under bondage, right? See, hold what you got and go to Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. They say when you teaching that law, you keeping the people under bondage. That's what the nigga said now. How many of y'all, by show of hands, feel like y'all's law has got you in bondage? How many of y'all feel like y'all's laws have freed you, by show of hands? So that means somebody is an idiot. Had any of y'all at any time ever thought that obeying this man's word was bondage? It never crossed my mind. Actually, and you know, Fat Boy can bear witness to it. When I found out about it, I'm like, why ain't nobody never told? Like, this ain't even that difficult. The difficult part is just resisting what you've been doing all your life. Like, it's not, I'm like, how many of y'all can look at anything this man say don't do and be like, there's something wrong with that? I mean, even when you see him say don't eat pigs or shrimps or lobster or whatever the case may be, when you actually see what they were made for, you be like, you know what? I see why you say don't do that. This is a literal refuse collector. This is a vacuum cleaner. This is a garbage disposal. I can see why he say don't consume that. You know what I'm saying? That would make sense for me. I can see why he say, you know what? Don't sleep with another man. Why? Because see, this is what could happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can see why he say, don't go in a man rectum, son. That's just not natural. That's backwards. You know what I'm saying? I can see why he would say, don't go in a woman on her cycle. You know what I'm saying? When you look at the stuff, you actually break it down and just get past the point of he said don't do it. You can see why he said don't do it. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it in a practical, logical application. You know what I'm saying? See, they're not looking at it in no practical application because a lot of these dudes want to do this stuff. So it's bondage to them. 5:1 Galatians. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Mashiach hath made us free. And be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. So you see again, right? See, you got us entangled with bondage, with this law. See, listen what he tell you how they going to play it. Behold, I, Paul, say unto you that if you be circumcised, Mashiach shall profit you nothing. For I testify again to every man that is circumcised that he's a debtor to do the whole law. Hamashiach is become of no effect unto you. Whosoever you are justified by the law, ye are fallen from grace. For we through the Spirit wait for the hope of righteousness by faith. If you didn't know no better, does it sound like this man telling you you shouldn't do what this man law say? If you ain't know no better. By show of hands, does it sound like he telling you not to keep
Yeah,
law?
Christians,
I mean, we know Christians do it, but we ain't dealing with Christians or nothing. I'm talking about you don't know nothing about nothing. Nobody showed you nothing or explained nothing to you. If you read that, does that sound like that you shouldn't be doing that? It could be wrong. That's what I'm talking about. We know that these people do that. We just talking about you looking at it, you don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like he's telling you, but now we need to look at what the yoke of bondage is. Let's go back to Genesis. And after we still got Deuteronomy 11 and Daniel chapter 10 on deck, and Luke chapter 11. Look at little Eddie. He's a big boy now. No car seat. I got a blanket. Genesis chapter 3. And about verse 17. Get Hebrews 2 and 14 too. And unto Adam he said, because thou hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake, and sorrow thou shalt eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face thou shalt eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it thou wast taken, for dust thou art, and dust thou shalt return. So because of sin, he has brought you into bondage into something. You're captive to it. You couldn't be freed from this. Somebody had to free you from it. So you got to sit back and look at what did Hamashiach come to free you from, to why he say, don't you get entangled with that yoke of bondage again. Hebrew 2 and 14. I see you, Iggy. Sit down, Saints. For as much as children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power over death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. No, remember we talked about that in Ephesians 4. He talked about it in Galatians 4, my apologies. And about verse 3. He mentions to you that when we were in the world, we were in bondage under the elements of the world. And remember, we looked at that to show you that when we were in Egypt, we were in the world, and we were in bondage under the elements that were in Egypt. All their homo society, all their idolatrous gods, and all the wickedness that those people were privy to. You know what I'm saying? And then he freed us from that bondage to walk in that glorious liberty. You know what I'm talking about? So we got to look at that same thing. Go to John chapter 8, verse 30. Y'all know everybody quoted when you sit back and you look at it, the liberty that you being freed from is sin and death. Because the man told you, if the Son of Man shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. Then we'll look at 2 Corinthians 3 and 13. Lizzie. That's a tight fit for you there, Lizzie. You work that like a little champion now. 8 and 30. And as he spake these words, many believed on him. Then said Yahushua to those Yahudim which believed on him, if you continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. They answered him, we be Abraham's seed, we were never in bondage to any man. How say thou, ye shall be made free? Yahushua answered them, truly, truly, I say unto you, whosoever commits sin is the servant of sin. And the servant abide not in the house forever, but the Son abide forever. If the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. So what is he making you free? He said the servant of sin, he that commits sin, is in bondage to sin. You're captive to it. So when this man was telling you, oh, if you circumcise a Mashiach, it's no effect to you, he wasn't talking about just literally not circumcising your penis and not keeping the law. He was sitting back looking at you. You thinking the circumcision of your penis is what's making you righteous. You know what I'm talking about? When it was actually your belief in him. And because you don't have no belief in him, man, this man, you done fell from grace. You done undeserved gift of favor, right? Remember, we looked at that. What did they do to get the blood of the lamb to bring them up out of Egypt? What did they do for it? Nothing. You know what I'm talking about? There was nothing that the children of Yasharal did to deserve that gift. You know what I'm saying? Because that gift of that Passover lamb is what brought them out. You know what I'm saying? That was already foreshadowing. What did we do to deserve Hamashiach? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's bringing you out. That's why he told you in Isaiah 53. He said, the knowledge of my righteous servant will justify many. That's why he told you won't be justified by the works of the law. Not that the law itself is bad, but if you got the law and no faith, you ain't no good. Because we're going to look at Abraham, he had both. We're going to look at Jacob, he had both. It was his belief is what's caused him to do. You know what I'm saying? These niggas crazy out here, ain't live. You need crazy out here. Let me sit back. What else we wanted on this here, man? I lost my train of thought for just one moment. Oh yeah, I want to look at something. I want y'all to come over here because somebody called me about this here. Corey was on the phone. Luke chapter 1. Because he said the son abide in the house forever, right? That means because the son freed. I wanted 2 Corinthians 3 and 13. We'll get to it in a minute. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you something. Corey, you remember that question that dude called me with the other day?
Yup. Asking about the,
I'm going to ask y'all the question he asked me. He said somebody asked him, why did the Most High, if the Most High don't write, can women preach? Can women teach? Can they prophesy?
yeah,
They can.
Has y'all ever visited a woman and given her a message? You know what I'm saying? Well, dude asked, is it lawful? Why would y'all go visit Mary and tell Mary about the birth of Yahusha and not Joseph? You keep it to yourself, Corey, because you already heard the explanation. Say, why would he tell Mary and not Joseph, especially consider she was a virgin? Why he ain't tell her daddy or tell Joseph? Why y'all think he told Mary and not Joseph?
because he came to, Rebecca.
Well,
Nah, Isaac.
yeah, you was on the phone too, wasn't you?
No.
Okay, making sure. I don't know if you was there or not. That's why though. We're gonna look at it and see. What's the difference between with Jacob and Esau? Ain't one of them son been promised to? You know what I'm saying? Because he made a direct promise to that woman. And when you look at the blessing that he got, it's the same blessing you're gonna read right here with Amasha. Luke 1, about 28. Leah, hush. And the Malachim came in unto her and said, Hail, thou art highly favored. Yahuwah is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast her mind at what manner of salutation this should be. And the Malachim said unto her, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with Elohim. And behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shalt call his name Yahusha. He shall be great. He shall be called the Son of the Highest. And Yahuwah Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his father David. And he shall reign over the house of Yahweh forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end. So let's go back and look at Genesis 25. Because you got to remember, who did Isaac love? He loved Esau. Why would Isaac love Esau?
Firstborn.
He was the firstborn. Why wouldn't he love him? You know what I'm saying? Glover and Mike and Brian about the same thing. Your firstborn child, which one of them came out first? Either way it go, it's all the same. Well, not ain't the same. But his first seed was the son. Even though he had twins, all intents and purposes, boy, your first time swinging around, boy, you had a boy. You know what I'm saying? It's different. When that first, you have a boy, that's one thing, but if the first one's a boy, that's serious, boy. That's serious now. See, for a woman, and y'all don't look at it that way. But for a man, boy, my firstborn child is a son. Oh, man. He going in. It ain't if he done had kids and he looking like, boy, I hope I have a boy this time. Oh, boy, the first one come out. He finna mold him. Ain't none of the sons after that gonna get probably the same level of attention and care that the first one gonna get. And that's just being real. Don't mean he don't love him no less. You know what I'm talking about? But that first one gonna get some kind of perks go along with it. Cause that's the first one. And he's sitting back looking at, if I die, everything going to him. I might leave his brother's son, but the majority of the bulk going to the first one, unless he an idiot. Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated Yahuwah for his wife because she was barren. Yahuwah was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. If one gonna be stronger, he already told her one gonna be greater. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at one being greater, that's why he say the son gonna set you free. You be free indeed. Because we see what ended up happening with Isaac, right? They put Ishmael out the house. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the promised seed. Then you turn around and look at Jacob and Esau. Boy, he told Jacob, man, get away from your brother. That nigga's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's a fool. Even when you look at the directions of Isaac to Esau, don't marry no Canaanite women. He went right and did it. He went right and did it. You know what I'm saying? Because the love of Elohim wasn't in him. He didn't have no love to obey his father. He didn't honor his father. He didn't respect his father. You know what I'm talking about? So when the Mashiach telling you, boy, the son abide in the house forever. See, you know what I'm talking about? See, Esau get on out the way. See, look at Genesis 28. See, the son abide in the house forever. Because when you turn around and look at it, Jacob was the one recognized to be the son because he got the birthright. 28 and about verse 12. We just run it all the way down. There. 28 and 12. And he dreamed a dream. And he dreamed, and behold, a ladder set up upon the earth, and the top of it reached to Shamahim, and behold, the Malachims of Elohim ascending and descending on it. And behold, Yahuwah stood above it and said, I am Yahuwah Elohim of Abraham thy father, the Elohim of Isaac, and the land whereon thou lie. To thee will I give it into thy seed. And thy seed shall be as the dust of the earth, and thou shalt spread abroad to the west, and to the east, and to the north, and to the south, and in thee and in thy seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in the places whither thou go, and will bring thee again into this land. For I will not leave thee until I've done that which I have spoken to thee of. Jacob awaked up out of his sleep and said, surely Yahuwah is in this place, and I knew it not. And he was afraid and said, how dreadful is this place? This is none other but the house of Elohim, and this is the gate of Shamahim. Jacob arose early in the morning and took the stone that he had put for his pillows and set it up for a pillar and poured oil upon it, upon the top of it. And he called the name of that place Bethel. But the name of that city was called Luz at the first. Jacob vowed a vow saying, if Elohim will be with me and will keep me in this way that I go, and will give me bread to eat and raiment to put on, so that I come again to my father's house in peace, then shall Yahuwah be my Elohim. And this stone which I have set for a pillar shall be Elohim's house. And of all that thou shalt give me, I will surely give thee a tenth unto thee. Y'all stop. So when you look at that, right, he just made a promise to Jacob, didn't he? What he was going to do for him. And then based off the promise that he was made, then what did Jacob say he was going to do? I'll do whatever you tell me to do. See, even we go back and look at Genesis 15 and 6. Let's just see the same thing with Abraham. You got to even remember, he called Abraham into glorious liberty and out of bondage when he removed him from his father's house because they were all idol worshipers. He even moved Jacob out of bondage when he was serving for 14 years for one woman, really. You know what I'm saying? Because this man had him in bondage saying, work 7 years, you get Rachel, he give him Leah. You know what I'm saying? But when it was time to be, he came and he gave me a wife. What he said, man, make me a feast. Give me my wife. He was free from that bondage. He went on his own. And what happened? Y'all just blessed him just then when he seen that vision. You know what I'm talking about? He get a dream. He make a promise to him. He look at that promise and you say, you know what I'm going to do? Whatever you tell me. Whatever you tell me, that's what I'm going to do. 15 and 4. And behold, the word of Yahuwah came unto him, saying, this shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thy own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward Shamahim and tell the stars if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, so shall thy seed be. And he believed in Yahuwah, and he counted to him for righteousness. No law given. You know what I'm saying? But we know from Genesis 18, he said, I know him. He'll do justice and judgment and keep the way of Yahuwah and teach his household this. That's what he said, isn't it? So where's the bondage at? Come over here to 2 Corinthians 3. Where the bondage at? How is obedience going to have you in bondage? When that's freeing you from death. It was a disobedience which brought Adam. Y'all realize in Ezekiel chapter 16, he say the soul that sinned, it shall die. So if you commit sin, you in bondage to death. So when you telling people you ain't got to keep these man laws, you are reinforcing what happened in the garden. You are keeping people in bondage. They can never be freed from that state. The reason being, is there any death with y'all? Why is there no death with y'all? Why is there no death with y'all?
He defeated it.
Why is there no death with Yah?
Because he has no part in it.
Why wouldn't he have no part in it?
Because he never created it.
Because he don't sin. If the soul that sin, it shall die. How can he die if he don't sin? You know what I'm saying? How could a Mashiach die if he didn't sin? This is why we're going to come back and look at Daniel chapter 10. As forth as the vision you see him getting. Daniel said Daniel was without fault. You know what I'm saying? There was none occasion against him. He was faultless. But he said, my beauty had been turned into corruption. That means these people came to take him down, even though I ain't did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at that. That's what sets Yah apart from any other so-called God that these people worship. There's no sin with Yah. You know, in the book of Job, he say, far be it that Elohim commit iniquity. You know what I'm talking about? He don't commit sin. So it only makes sense when he sent his son is not going to commit sin. And it's only going to make sense that those who are born of his son, they not going to commit sin. You know what I'm talking about? Therefore, they could no longer be entangled with bondage because they would be free from it. Because they would be free from sin, which therefore means you free from death. Because death is the byproduct of sin. When you don't actually believe that, then somebody can come in and be like, you ain't got to keep it. Because I'm sitting there telling you. That's what that phone call was for. That's why they say, call me, bro. I'm free. Nigga trying to convince. He going to try his best to persuade you. And the only reason why he would do that, because he would have to think you would be stupid enough to go for it. He going to be looking at, well, you reached out to him, so you must got some love for me. I think I could get it. Because he probably would have did it on his own. You know what I'm saying? But the fact you say, bro, what's going on? Oh, boy, I can get it. I can get it. Because there's a reason, boy, niggas don't try anybody. Or if you holler at them, then they feel like there's an opportunity. The only thing you did is you didn't open the door because you ain't called him back. And you made sure you qualified it too. Y'all will not call you back. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't going to be able to turn around and say, I lied to you and said I said I was going to call you back and I didn't. It just wasn't y'all will for me to call you back, sir. I didn't really want to call you back. I just said that back. You know what I'm saying? But I got to make sure I put that on there because I didn't want to be rude. Because, nigga, I don't want to hear what you selling. That ain't no different when the people knock on your door trying to sell you something. I don't want to hear this stuff. 3 and 12. 2 Corinthians. Seeing then that we have such hope, we use great plainness of speech. And not as Moses, which had put a veil over his face, that the children of Yasharal could not steadfastly look to the end of that which is abolished. See, y'all ain't sitting back and looking at something. Y'all remember when we looked at this? We went through this in Exodus 33 and 34. Y'all remember that? See how you sit back and say, when he put the veil on his face, that's when he made another covenant with him, right? See, they looking at this, see, it's abolished. You see what I'm saying? See, the law's abolished. But we know it wasn't no law abolished when Moses came and his face was shining. When his face was shining, going back to what we were talking about last night, to the law and to the testimony, if they don't speak according to this word, because it ain't no light in them. See, when he came back shining, he was showing death was going to be abolished in the future. They couldn't see that in the end. See, we looked at that last night. Because when the Mashiach got up out that grave, he spoke according to the law and the testimony, and he was shining. He was light. Life was in it. Y'all got to look at when you see there is no light in him, that means there is no life in him, because in him was the light, and the light was the life of men. If the word of Yahuwah is not in you, there is no life in you. See, when Moses come up off that mount with them 2 tables of stone, after he redid them, after they were broken, his face was shining. He was showing you there was life in it. He was showing you the righteousness of what will occur if you believe. Because he said Moses was faithful in all his house. So that means all them laws, boy, Moses kept them. That's what it means to be faithful, right? So you don't deviate. You know what I'm saying? That means everything, it was only one thing Moses didn't do, y'all told him to do. And what was that, gentlemen? He told him speak to the rock. He hit the rock. He told him speak to it. That's the only thing Moses didn't do. And you know why he didn't do it? Because his flesh got wild up because the people were making him mad. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, Moses had to take that fall. Because if you don't, you'll be saying he was your savior. You know what I'm saying? He just will point to something greater. Let me read that to you again. He said, and not as Moses, which put a veil over his face, that the children of Yasharal could not steadfastly look to the end of that which is abolished. That means it wasn't for them to see what the end of the matter was at that time. The law having a shadow of better things to come. Niggas retarded. That's the righteousness of the law, finding a Mashiach in it. Niggas retarded, man. He said, but their minds were blinded. For until this day remain the same veil untaken away in the reading of the Old Testament, which veil is done away in the Mashiach. So that meaning, the veil meaning not the law done away, but now you can see who the book is talking about. Now your faith can be revealed because he said, you know that you have known the set apart scriptures which are able to make thee wise. And we know the fear of Yahuwah is the beginning of wisdom, which means you would have to respect Yah to obey. Therefore, because you obeyed, you would be able to see his son to believe on him and save your soul. Come and tell you something, man, boy, y'all don't let nobody know nothing for a reason. You only get to know it for two reasons: condemnation or salvation. That's the only reason why you getting to hear it. So you don't sit back and look at, man, if somebody come through here, man, and then they leave, that's because y'all wanted them to go to hell. Before you left here, you'd have heard of my son. You already had heard my law, but you gonna heard my son. You gonna go to hell after the fight. Because you felt like that wasn't enough for you. You know the dangerous thing, get people caught up? They always after something new. Remember what Paul said? He said, boy, these Stoics and these Greeks always seek the desires to learn of some new thing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looking at niggas, why? Well, if we all one, why everybody got all these different doctrines? Hey, man, just test it by the word. Be like the men of Berea who were more noble than Thessalonica. Search the scriptures daily to see if those things are so. If it line up with the word, I don't know what the problem is. Verse 15, but even unto this day when Moses is read, the veil is upon their heart. Nevertheless, when it shall turn to a Mashiach, the veil shall be taken away. Now, Hamashiach is that Ruach. And where the Ruach of a Mashiach is, there is living. So who is he? What hush? Now he say, who is he that overcome the world, but he that believe that Yahushua is the son of Elohim? The only way you're going to be able to believe that is to be born of him. See, the reason why I say his wrath be kindled. He said, I'll shut up, Shamahim, and your land won't get no fruit. So that means ain't no spirit, ain't no watering of that seed that was planted. Meaning that thing is not going to grow and prosper. Meaning you ain't going to get no word, which means you ain't going to get no spirit, which means you don't belong to him. Go back to Deuteronomy 11. We finished that out. We still got to finish Luke chapter 11. Don't you realize when that man say he gonna close up the Shamahim, boy, that mean that he talking about, it's not really talking about raining down on no soil. When a Mashiach compared you to soil, he compared you to soil. He say stony ground, amongst the thorns, you know what I'm talking about, and good ground. Well, you know if you ain't took heed to yourself and your heart get turned to be the seed, that means, boy, I ain't sending no rain on that seed. Boy, that seed ain't going to turn into the peaceable fruit of righteousness that to be exercised thereby, which would be that peaceable fruit of righteousness that we already dealt with. That's the fruits of the Ruach HaKodesh. And what are the fruits of the Ruach HaKodesh? Love. Love of Elohim first. Patience. Long-suffering. Meekness. Temperance. You know what I'm talking about? All the things that the word should bring about in you if the word is in you. You know what I'm talking about? And if you don't got the spirit, boy, you're done, boy. You're done, boy. You think they gonna get the spirit from that nonsense this nigga talking? It ain't even about this individual, boy. People going to hell, gonna be going to hell messing with this dude. At the end of the day, it's Yah's will. But still, that's ugly, boy. I can't see myself going to be I wasn't a Christian before the word, so I know I ain't going to it. You know what I'm saying? Every one of us know, boy, discipline is required to accomplish anything of note in your life. Anything. You want to have a successful business, got to have some discipline. You want to lose weight, got to have some discipline. Want to get healthy, got to lose some discipline. Have some discipline. Want to lift weights, get big, get muscular, get strong, got to have some discipline. Yeah, that 2-layer cake look real good. I can't eat it, though. You just gonna rub that in the face of the people who can't, huh?
Pretty much.
That nigga that hard. It's gonna day, I'm gonna tell you something, boy, the day gonna come when you can't.
Well, till that day come,
You gonna eat none.
I will chew him.
You gonna chew him. Deuteronomy 11:17. See, we came here to Deuteronomy 11 because he said that he knew this stuff as a child. You know what I'm saying? When we turn around and look at it, not all of them, but Lizzie ain't nothing, and Iggy and Leah and Lil Mike, they pretty much done heard the word as a child. I mean, they heard it in the womb. You know what I'm saying? Even them two, the twins too, in the womb and out the womb. You know what I'm saying? So they would have known it as a child, even Lil Muffin. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about as soon as you've been expelled. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what we're talking about, what your behavior might have been, they still had heard it. You know what I'm saying? Even heard it in the womb. Lil Muffin heard it in the womb. You know what I'm saying? So for all intents and purposes, this all they gonna ever know. They not gonna know nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Now you know, Sherelle, Sharon, and Kingston, they didn't hear it from the womb, but they getting it relatively at a young age. You know what I'm saying? But when you talking about them three right there, them three little girls right there, well, if y'all will, they will never know what it is like to ever put on a pair of pants. You know what I'm saying? And look, that's because they all together. Little Muffin too, they'll never know what that's like. They will never be able to have that experience. They'll never have that experience of my ears were pierced. You know what I'm saying? They'll never have that experience of putting on makeup. You know what I'm saying? They'll never know what that's like. Because all they would have ever seen from the time that they were born as their gradual progression into adolescence and adulthood is they didn't do it and the women around them didn't do it. So then because they would have been hearing the word, that's going to be able to make them wise unto salvation to a Mashiach because that's all they're going to ever know. 17 again, and then Yahuwah's wrath be kindled against you, and he shut up Shamahim, that there be no rain, that the land yield not her fruit. Lest you perish quickly from off the good land which Yahuwah give you. Therefore shall you lay up these words in your heart and in your soul, and bind them up for a sign upon your hand, that they may be as frontlets between your eyes. You see this key thing he told you to do? Lay them up in your heart and in your soul. That's that same thing going by that fall in the good ground. And it bring forth fruit because it was laid up there. See, people don't lay that man word up in their heart and in their soul. That's why a nigga can get you. You know what I'm saying? You just going through the motions. You just here. I'm just here. I just show up every week so don't nobody be like, where's such and such at? Then nigga go to call you, ask you where you at, and you trying to duck the phone. You know what I'm saying? You know niggas do stuff like that. They do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Even when you sit back and look at some of the people left, they don't even like this here, they don't even want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to make a decision, if a man calling you to talk to you about it, don't mean he trying to persuade you back. You at least be man enough to talk to him. I didn't want to hear you out. See your perspective on it. Okay, I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, I really don't care, but you know, everybody different though. Some people might want to know. Like the same way he texted me that. I didn't ask you to do that, did I? Didn't even insinuate for you to do it. He did it on his own. He better than me. I ain't called a nigga, text him, ask him nothing. You know what I'm saying? Call you, text you for what? Ain't nothing personal. You know what I'm talking about? If I see you in the street, I give you a dap.
All personal.
It's never personal. You know what I'm saying? Give you a hug and all. What's going on, brother? You all right? You need anything? Okay. I ain't finna chase you down about no word, though. I'm not finna do that. I learned that already. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga want to go their way, let them go their way. But you supposed to sit back and look at that and know that about a woman. She want to go, let her go. Y'all know the song. I know Fat Boy know. I know some of y'all look D shaking her head. I know she know. All them niggas you grew up with, let her go. Let her go. If the hoe want a hoe nigga, let her go. You want to go horn? I'm talking about after other gods, after other doctrines. Let you go. You know what I'm saying? Well, we learned that JT told us about that long time ago, boy. Let that hoe go, boy. Let her go. You know what I'm saying? See, that's what some of y'all don't be wanting to do. You don't be wanting to let go. It ain't just got to be with no woman. Ain't got to be with no man. You know what I'm saying? Any man of whoredom that could cause you to depart away from the living Elohim, boy, you better let it go. It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? I know it was a situation T had. I wasn't used to be mean about it, but you tell you better shut that door. It's gonna be bad for you. You know what I'm saying? Cause some stuff, that's what I mean on, even though you can do something, it may not be expedient for you to do so. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had to start looking at stuff like that. Just cause you can do something, and it might not necessarily be sin, don't mean you should do it. So, and I'm gonna tell you, man, that's a real difficult decision to have to make. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they got to be made. I ain't saying that's an easy decision to make, depending on the situation and circumstance. You know what I'm saying? But hey, boy, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. He says in verse 19, look what he tells you. And ye shall teach them your children, speaking of them when I sit in thy house, and when I walk by the way, and when I lie down, and when I rise up. Y'all remember what that means? I didn't want to see who remember what that is. Who remember what that is? Y'all don't remember what they're talking about? Y'all don't remember what they're talking about?
I ain't heard it. When he went to preach in prison, he rose up again.
Yeah. Did he not preach to the spirits in prison when he lied down? Did he not preach to his disciples when he got up? Did he not preach the word everywhere he went, where he walked around? Okay, then make sure. Oh, let me see, what are they? 1 Timothy 5 or 1 Corinthians 5? Let me find that real fast. I mean, it was a while ago since we dealt with it. I just had to see if you remember. It wasn't that long ago, but it was long ago. Let's go ahead and finish this Luke 11. But always remember that Paul said, we're talking about wine, he said all things are not expedient unto me. You know what I'm saying? Just meaning that, hey, I can't do everything. I can do it, but I'm not going to do it, even though I can do it. Sometimes you got to look at stuff like that and weigh it out like that, man. You know what I'm saying? See, you don't want to do, see, because I know how some of y'all think. Well, if it ain't a sin, why I can't do it? I'm going to be honest with you, that's an immature way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's not a sin don't mean it's a wise decision for you to do that. Because it might not work out well for you. And it can end up causing you to commit sin in a different arena and area later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So it might be wise for you not to do it. See, sometimes it could cause somebody to blaspheme and run their mouth. Might not do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's coming down to self-sacrifice. That what's keeping y'all's name clean is more important than what you do.
Hey, stop.
All right, Elizabeth. We'll start at about verse 48 or 47. Woe unto you, for you build the sepulchres of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. Truly you bear witness that you allow the deeds of your fathers. For they indeed killed them, and you built their sepulchres. Therefore also said the wisdom of Elohim, I will send them prophets and apostles, and some of them they shall slay and persecute.
May I have your attention?
No, you may not.
May I have
That
your
the blood of
attention,
all the
please?
prophets,
The
which was shed from the
library will
foundation of the
close in
world,
30 minutes at 6 o'clock.
may be required of this
Just need
generation.
you
I'm gonna leave. That's the
right
lady got the
now,
Bella
down.
Vista issue.
All meeting rooms will close in 15 minutes at 5:45.
Yeah, you can hear it in her voice.
The library will close promptly at 6 p.m.
She's a nice lady though. Said that all the blood of the prophets which was shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation. From the blood of Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, which perished between the altar and the temple, truly I say unto you, it shall be required of this generation. Woe unto you lawyers, for you have taken away the key of knowledge. You enter not in yourselves, and them that were entering in ye hindered. And as he said these things unto them, the scribes and Pharisees began to urge him vehemently to provoke him to speak of many things, laying wait for him, seeking to catch something out of his mouth that they might accuse him. See, that's what they were looking with Daniel too. We got to try to catch him with something. So they said the only way we could catch him is through his law. The law of his power is how we'll catch him. And how do they try to catch him? By praying. You know what I'm saying? Which means he would have to speak many things out of his mouth. See, that's what people sit back and do. See, y'all don't be realizing that. Y'all be messing with people who don't really believe in what you're doing, might not even really like you. And they try to have you talk to catch you to say something out your mouth. Because some of you niggas talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Some of you niggas don't know when to shut your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Some of you niggas don't know when to keep information back. And some of y'all don't know when to present information forward. You will tell everything that is in your mind. You know, the book say a fool tells everything that's in his mind. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be wise enough to keep stuff back. You know what I'm saying? See, T get mad sometimes because, boy, you know, in the book of Michael, he say, boy, don't even tell everything to the wife of your bosom. She get upset, I don't tell you everything. You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't ever told me that? Because you ain't need to know that. Straight up. Tell you everything. Boy, we learn that. You don't tell your wife everything. Well, if you ever watch mob movies, you learn that then you don't tell your wife everything because they coming for her. Y'all seen Goodfellas? I only mentioned it was on the other day. They came looking for Karen Hill because they figured he had done told her. And she was going to tell. You know what I'm saying? That's why some dudes don't tell their wife everything to try to protect them. That they don't know nothing. But sometimes it ain't good. You just don't tell your old lady everything. I know y'all come from, you should tell, you shouldn't have no secret. No, buddy. Some things, I'm talking about as a man, I don't need to tell you everything. I don't tell you everything. Ooh, you sit back, you sit and look crazy all you want. You be like this here, I've been and said something, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Why you ain't tell me that? Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Stanley.
What scripture you got that from? Michael 5?
That's Michael 7.
No,
That's Michael 7. Me say, man, no. Go look at it. Michael 7:1. Go look at it. Then we come back to Daniel chapter 10. Sit down somewhere, George. I'm going to get you. You. Right here, Michael 7:1. My bad, 7:5. It says, trust ye not in a friend, and put ye not confidence in a God, and keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lie in thy bosom. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just because some stuff your wife don't need to be troubled with. It don't necessarily got to be you keeping back. Just some things you don't need to be worried about. It's not your concern. You know what I'm saying? And I tell y'all women this here too, man. There's sometimes y'all better be careful about worrying about stuff that's above your pay grade. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is above your pay grade that they don't concern you. You know what I'm saying? If it don't concern you, stay in your pay. If you work for the federal government and you hear them say that in all the time, that's above your pay grade. I mean, you don't got a security classification to even be concerned with such matters. You know what I'm saying? If it's above your security classification, leave it alone. Ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes y'all be worrying about stuff that's above your pay grade. You know what ends up happening when you worry about stuff above your pay grade? You get fired. That's what got Miriam put out the camp for 7 days. She would worry about stuff above her pay grade. You know what I'm saying? Bro, this above you. Fired. Say your daddy should have spit in your face. You wouldn't be sitting out here looking crazy for 7 days. That's what he told her, didn't he?
This is true.
A lot of people don't realize that's what's in the word. Boy, Yah himself told that woman, your daddy should have spit in your face. He would let her know if he'd have done that, you'd have been humble. You wouldn't be sitting out here looking stupid for a week with leprosy. You ever seen somebody with leprosy? It ain't cool, man. It ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Nigga look like his skin peeling off. You know what I'm saying? You might throw up just looking at it. You think a lot of these people be bleaching their skin? They don't be bleaching their skin. Them niggas got leprosy. Niggas unclean. You ain't supposed to be close to no leper. Leper come around, you pull up, boy, you better get away from me, boy. Well, you might run from a leper faster than you run from a woman on her cycle. You be like this here, boy, I'll deal with that uncleanness. Take that nasty nigga away from me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't touching no leper. Sammy Sosa, they talking about he bleached his skin. That nigga had leprosy. Nigga don't go pitch black to go to looking like that overnight. Hey, that boy bleaching the world. You know what I'm saying? They kind of cleaned it up with Michael Jackson. He had vitiligo. That nigga had leprosy. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga was jet black. Man, nigga skin, they said he had vitiligo. I'm saying what they saying vitiligo is, in the land, you'd have said that nigga got leprosy. You know what I'm talking about? Leprosy is a disease of the skin. You know what I'm saying? It causes the skin to peel and leaves horrible and disgusting looking scabs. You know what I'm saying? You seen Mike with blotching. They claim Mike was black everywhere, was black only on his genitalia. Well, that came out during his little trial when the little boy said he pointed out Mike penis when they took all the pictures of the man's genitalia and all this type of stuff. Now, whether his genitalia was actually that color, I don't know. I'm not going to go look for that evidence. But that's what they said, though. How many of y'all heard them say? They said during the trial, they said the man was black everywhere but on his genitalia. So you going to tell me this man lost his color everywhere but on his testicles? So he gonna bleach all his body, his quads, his hamstrings, his calves, his arms, his back, his chest. But I'm gonna leave my genitals nice and brown. That don't even make sense, man.
Still man.
No, but I'm saying, who gonna go through the effort of bleaching their whole body but leave off their genitals?
Might burn.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bleach my booty and all,
Might burn.
but I'm gonna leave my genitals black.
Might burn.
Shoot, it probably burned everywhere else. You suck that up, go ahead and finish it out.
So then talk about a man's genitals.
Indeed, Daniel chapter 10. He had no problem burning his face up, playing with his face. Say Lil' Kim doing that right now. He ain't got no skin bleaching, that whole got leprosy. And probably got aliens in between the legs, all manner of disease. Somebody, man, one day, boy, I was scrolling, boy, somebody put a picture up of that woman with a dress on with no draw. It was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why you even shared this? Now I can't even eat no more. Just look like an old weathered piece of roast beef. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like though. You seen it? It looked bad, didn't it? Make you eat one. Like they said, I was going to eat a sandwich. Now I'm not hungry. What? It looked worse. It looked worse. All you sit back looking at it is, I don't know if I ever want to eat another sandwich again. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about, boy?
It look like buffalo.
I've heard of that before. On that show back in the day, man, Perfect Strangers. What that would have called? When they had the dude Bronson Pinchot on him. He used to talk about that. Yeah, I heard about that before. I tell you, he's a real fat person. He's a real, that nigga know international foods.
That's quite tasty.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, what you thought it was? Nasty nigga. Well, little Mike is a parrot. Well, thank y'all we don't cuss. We know what he'll be right as he hears somebody cussing. Blank, 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 blank. Just walk up there, bring him everywhere. Lee already told me he repeat everything.
Hallelujah.
See, he don't like it like that today.
He's feeling it right now.
You gonna say it, little Mike?
Take it.
I said, no. 10 and 9, though. Daniel. He said, yet I heard the voice of his words. When I heard the voice of his words, and I was a deep sleep on my face, and my face towards the ground. Do you not realize when they pulled the Mashiach off that tree, he probably was laying face first on the ground? And behold, a hand touched me, which set me upon my knees, and upon the palm of my hands, and said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, for unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. You heard what he told him to do? What did he tell him to do? What did he tell him to do? He told him to stand upright. You don't you think when he when they came and they rolled that stone back from him, he heard a voice, get up. You laying down on your face, stand upright, get up. That's what we seeking after. How is you going to get up? You don't fall after the sun. Hold on, let's finish this out. Then he said unto me, fear not, Daniel, from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand, to chasten thyself before thy Elohim, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. And what do we look at on Tabernacles? Y'all, we'll come back and deal with it more and this and more in depth. What we look at on Atonement, this is the fast that I've chosen for a man to afflict his soul, that his word may be heard on high. And he said, from the moment you set yourself to chasten yourself, he said, your words were heard. You sit back and realize chastening means to suffer. We already know that the minute that man was immersed, that he began the process of suffering in the flesh, though he started when he came out the womb, obviously. You know what I'm talking about? His words were heard. When he say, Father, Give me the esteem which I had with you before the world was. Your words were heard. You know what I'm saying? When his comeliness was turned into corruption, he told him to get up. So now we sitting back looking at the things when we were in the world that we found to be beautiful. It's got to be turned into corruption so we can get up and be made in the likeness of him who created us. Ephesians chapter 4 and about verse 18. We got to get out of here. Don't let nobody around here, and I ain't get off into it like, because y'all know you got to walk after a Mashiach. We looked at that last night, really. You know what I'm saying? The walk as he walked and walked in the way that he walked in. The way that he walked in is the way of Kodesh. The set apart highway. You know what I'm saying? Where we going to find where the set apart highway come from? What? From the law. He told us in Revelation that he was Kodesh, that he's the faithful witness. These niggas crazy. We ain't sitting back looking at we not seeking to be justified by the law. We seeking to be justified by our faith in the Mashiach, so that through our faith in the Mashiach, we will obey the law. Just like he said, faith without works is dead. He said, tell me your faith. He said, I'll show you my faith by my words. When Abraham was told to do something, he believed it, he went and did it. If you believe your soul is going to be saved for keeping Shabbat, guess what you're going to do? I'm going to keep that. You know what I'm saying? If I believe my soul going to be saved by not committing adultery, not committing fornication, not being drunk, not lying, not coveting, you know what I'm talking about? Whatever it is, everything the man say, no unclean foods, no nothing. Niggas say, no, man, I ain't wearing that. No, I ain't dressing. I'm not going here. No, I'm not doing that. Because you believe there's a reward. See, get your Hebrews 11:25 before I read this, after I read this Ephesians 4 and 18. See what I'm talking about. We'll stop right there at Hebrews 11:25. Huh? Go on and say it, see how you say it at a time.
Hallelujah.
Not today. Having the understanding dark and being alienated from the life of Elohim. There it is. Through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart. Who being in past have given themselves over to lasciviousness to work all uncleanliness with greediness. But you have so not learned with Hamashiach. See, you know what? This is what we were talking about last night. How did Eve get got? It looked good. It's desirable to make one. Why? Because she was lusting after this. She already wanted it. See, when you already want something, it don't take much. You know what I'm saying? It don't take much when you already want to do it. It don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't. All you looking at is an avenue and a way and somebody to present it to you in a point where, well, he made that sound good. You know, if a salesman come to your house and they selling a product, and you actually would buy the product, but you waiting to see his pitch. If his pitch is bad, you ain't buying it. If it's good, you gonna purchase it. That's the same way how some of y'all is with your sins. Because as he said, every man know the plague of his own heart. Or as David's brother said to him, I know the folly that your heart is privy to. And most of y'all in here, boy, I know the stuff your heart is privy to. I know the stuff you'll do and what you won't do and what you go after and what you won't go after. You can try to present yourself to one another in a particular way, or you can try to come at me in a particular way. I'm not stupid. I'm going to just sit there and look stupid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you think you playing me. You really playing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't going to tell you nothing that's going to hurt you. Ain't no need for that. You know what I'm saying? It's to be for your benefit or help. I told you before, a lot of stuff y'all be seeking after that's going to hurt you. You actually not allowing what's going to be a benefit and a blessing to you to come because you're too stupid to let go of what you think you want. You know what I'm saying? Let the dead weight go like he told you in Hebrews 12. Say, let's lay aside the weight that easily beset us in the sin and let us run the race with patience. Sometimes you got to put stuff to the side. It's holding you down. It's weighing you down. Let it go. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, listen. He say, if so be that you have heard of him and have been taught by him, as in the truth in Yahushua. Yahushua never taught these men to sin. He kept the Shabbat, everything in it. That man say that even though the son is an heir, he is under tutors and governors until the time appointed. That means that man did all of that. And he say, everything that I taught you, teach the nations to observe and do. Don't do nothing different. How am I going to teach you a law that's talking about me and then tell you to go against it? Hamashiach is not divided. That means it'll be a schism in his own body, because he's saying doing one thing and you saying do another. That you put off concerning the former behavior, the old man which is corrupt according to deceitful lust, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and that you put on the new man, which after Elohim is created in righteousness and true code. And where we gonna find what's truly set apart at? You're gonna have to go back to the law. You're gonna have to go back to it. I don't even remember why I said we were gonna start.
Hebrews 11.
25, I appreciate that. I just want y'all to hear this Hebrews 11 and 25. You get ready to cut the camera off. Whichever one of y'all choose to want to do it. I'll look at 24.
What's up?
Oh, police. Hebrews 11 and 24. Yeah, that's how I know when she gonna hear. When she hear that, it's over. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Elohim than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Amashiach greater riches than the treasures of Mizraim. For he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsake Mizraim, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured at seeing him who is invisible. Praise ye Yah for Yahushua Mashiach. Y'all understood this stuff this afternoon? You see how he said, look, I need a pen. We got